come the Orioles now, top 2 in Texas. Nothing game. And it's going to be Adam Jones, and then Felix Piet, and then Tatum against his right-hander Tommy Hunter. This burly right-hander, he delivers to Mr. Jones. Adam a big swing and a miss. Well, in about 40 minutes, we're going to find out what LeBron James is going to do. I can't wait. I'm on pins and needles. There comes the 0-1 delivery. Jones will take low and inside for a ball.
I thought you were going to say in about 40 minutes we'll find out whether Brett Favre will play next year.
Who?
Yeah, he's last winter's story.
Yeah, here's the 1-1 delivery. Jones takes it a little bit low. You know, I've never met LeBron James, and I'm sure he's a real nice kid. Obviously very talented. Maybe the best basketball player in the world, arguably. Jones swing and a miss at high fastball, even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I've never met the young man, so I don't know about his personality. But for the last, couple of weeks, at least, maybe longer than that, every day, here comes the pitch. Jones swing and a miss. Down he goes. So Tommy Hunter with 3 strikeouts in the first inning and a third. And with 1 away now to bring up Felix Piet. You turn on the television, you can't get away from it.
So little LeBron overkill.
Little?
I say that with tongue in cheek.
You know, I say that, and nothing forces you to sit there and listen to it all, except I can't get to the remote control unit fast enough. And if you do change it, it's on the next channel as well. Here comes the pitch to Felix. He takes the ball up and in. But in about 35 minutes, we're going to finally find out.
So you're still talking about it.
Talking about what?
Yeah, all right.
Brett Favre. Here comes the pitch. Felix sends a fly ball to right center. Medium depth. To his left is Bourbon. And he handles it out number 2. And now we'll check in with Tatum for the first time tonight. Hey, Oriole fans. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Why not let Home Savings of America hit a home run for you? Rates as low as 4.99% APR for a limited time. Toll free 1-877, I'll take it, or homesavings.md.com. 2 gone, bases empty, top of the second, nothing game. And here's Craig Tatum against right-hander Tommy Hunter. That was a final earlier today at Colorado. Here's the pitch on the way to Tatum. Taken a little bit too low. And in that game, the Colorado Rockies and Ubaldo Jimenez, well, they won again. They beat the Cardinals 4-2. And boy, what a series that was. But Jimenez in that game went 8 innings. Here comes the pitch. Tatum skies one foul behind first base. Coming over Smoke. And that ball lands on top of the dugout. Nice catch out there by a fan sitting in that first row. Made a nice backhand grab of that thing. So it is 1-1 now to Craig Tatum. But again, Ubaldo Jimenez becomes a 15-game winner. His record now 15-1. And in that game, he went 8 innings, gave up 1 run, and he allowed the Cardinals only 3 hits. He had a couple of walks and 6 strikeouts. So Jimenez is now 15-1 before the All-Star break. And there's a foul ball back in the lower deck down there behind first base. Interesting, too, Jimenez had been struggling because going into that game today against St. Louis, he had given up 17 runs in his last 17 innings. And yet he had lost just 1 game. Now the 1-2, Tatum takes a breaking ball low and outside. Remember early in the season, Jimenez gave up 13 runs in his first 101 innings. And then all of a sudden he gave up 17 runs in 17 innings. Well, today Jimenez got back on track. And boy, what a series that was. Pitch on the way to Tatum. Taken at the knees, that's a call, strike 3. And so Hunter gets him 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. He's had 4 strikeouts now against the Orioles in the first 2 innings. So we head to the bottom of the second, 0-0 on the Orioles Radio Network. Now here come the Rangers, bottom of the second, and Josh Hamilton leads off. Guthrie delivers. Hamilton swings at it. A chopper foul, right side. Hamilton and then Benji Molina, the newly acquired catcher. And after Molina, it'll be Nelson Cruz. 0-0 game here, just getting started. Bottom of number 2. Now Hamilton lines it to deep left center, and Jones is not going to get to it. That ball's a gapper. It's up against the wall. Hamilton racing into second base, and the ball back in toward third. And Josh Hamilton, who since the beginning of June has hit about .430, and with that double, he has now hit safely in 28 consecutive home games. He likes it here.
Yeah, he's chasing Al Oliver, who hit in 30 consecutive back in 1981.
Boy, he is amazing. He got out to a slow start this year, but boy, once he got healthy and once he got going, he has yet to be stopped. Now here's Benji Molina. The fastball, a swing and a miss here by the catcher who just a couple of days ago was with the San Francisco Giants. Benji Molina against Jeremy Guthrie with a runner at second base and nobody out. Molina digs in, Guthrie delivers, and Molina bunts it, but he popped it up first base side. Guthrie knocks it down, picks it up, throws the first to Wigginton covering to get the out. And on the play, Hamilton winds up at third. So not a good bunt. Jeremy Guthrie came racing off the mound over toward that first base foul line. I think Guthrie thought about maybe trying to catch that ball before it hit the ground, but he just couldn't quite get there. He did knock it down. And although the ball did get away momentarily, Guthrie does get the out.
And Jeremy did a good job of making a good throw to first base. Oftentimes you'll see a pitcher in that situation kind of panic and not throw well to first base, but he did get the out.
All right, now here's Nelson Cruz, who swings a LaPapa behind Wigginton, racing back, and cannot get to it. The second baseman Moore made a dive. He couldn't get to it, so that'll be a base hit. Hamilton comes in from third base. 1-0 Texas on a double, a bunt, and of course, here in Texas, a Texas leaguer. Well, Nelson Cruz picks up his 41st RBI. And now with one out, it'll bring up the switch hitter, Justin Smoke. So Guthrie will go to work on Smoke, up there to hit left-handed. Pitch on the way. And he slices one foul outside third base. Talk about Jeremy Guthrie. Of course, his last game against the Red Sox out there at Fenway Park. Lost that ball game 9-3. And that was a game in which Guthrie lasted just 4 innings. Gave up 6 runs, 9 hits. He threw 100 pitches in that time. There's a breaking ball, swing and a miss. Runner going. The throw down gets right past the shortstop Lugo. And now Cruz is going to go to third. As the ball winds up in shallow center, it'll be a stolen base. And Tatum will be charged with a throwing error, which enabled Nelson Cruz to get to third.
Now Cruz had a huge jump on Jeremy, and the catcher Tatum tried to hurry the throw, and it was a poor one. And the Texas Rangers have another runner here this inning at third base.
And Justin Smoke with a count of 0-2. The next pitch on the way, this one low and outside. Well, I think, too, Cruz got a real good jump. At the same time, Guthrie threw a breaking ball, which made it even tougher for Tatum to get the out at second base. Julio Lugo kind of olayed that throw. And now the breaking ball to Smoke is inside for a ball. Lugo tried to catch that ball on a very tough in-between bounce off to the side. And so instead of the ball hitting Lugo, it wound up in shallow center. And there's a breaking ball, swing and a miss. Smoke goes down on strikes. And that's out number 2. It'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Julio Bourbon. That Bourbon strictly a left-hand hitter. Batting average of .286 for Bourbon. Guthrie will work from a windup as he delivers, and Bourbon takes a fastball up and away. Bourbon having a pretty good homestand, 6 hits and 18 at bats. His last 30 games, hitting about 356. So he's their number 9 hitter, and he's been getting his hits. Here comes the pitch. There's a very high fastball. The count 2 balls and no strikes. Texas ahead 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Guthrie, his last game against the Red Sox, in the first inning, had to face 9 hitters. And now the fastball is up and away for ball 3. And in that first inning, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. He also walked a man in that inning. And then he settled down and did not give up another run until Youkilis hit that home run against him in the 5th inning. There's a fastball for a called strike. 3-1 now to Julio Bourbon. And Miguel Tejada very shallow at third base with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. And looped foul back towards us back there. They count 3-2. Thinking about Jeremy Guthrie, he's going to have to find a way to be a lot more economical with his pitches. Tonight he had 14 pitches in the first inning. And now the right-hander delivers 3-2 and cued foul just off the end of the bat.
And that one was his 30th of the ball game. And usually you talk to pitching coaches and they say kind of 15 an inning is about an average that a pitcher might throw. So he's not beyond what might be an average number of pitches in a ball game at this point.
Count 3-2. And now Guthrie delivers again. He walked it. And that's what happens now. Instead of getting that third out and keeping that pitch count down, he has walked a man with 2 outs. And now the top of the order comes up, and these are the situations when a pitcher begins to get too extended. Well, the second walk given by Guthrie in this game. And now here's Elvis Andrus, who, when he led off in the bottom of the first inning on 1 pitch, he flied to center. So now Texas with runners on first and third, and with 2 outs, they've got a 1-0 lead. And here's Andrus. And this guy, one of the Ranger All-Stars. Right-hander against right-hander. Guthrie will look to third and then look to first, but he holds the ball. Andrus, his last 14 games, hitting about 364. These guys can hit. Guthrie a long look and now delivers. Andrus takes a called strike. Good slider there from the outside corner. Of course, Elvis Andrus, the leadoff hitter for the Texas Rangers. And he has scored this year 57 runs. Among the leaders in the American League in runs scored. And when you're a leadoff hitter, that's what you're supposed to do. Score lots of runs. Elvis Andrus. Guthrie to first. Quick throw. Throws it right past Wigginton. That ball bounces out toward right field. So that'll cost the Orioles a run as Cruz comes in from third. And there goes Bourbon. He's going to go to second on a throwing error by Jeremy Guthrie. It is now 2-0 Texas. Boy, Guthrie had such a wild throw. He almost hit the base runner. And Wigginton had no chance to get a glove on that ball. So Guthrie with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander will look at second and now delivers. This and at the knees. That's a called strike. Andrew's not real happy about that call.
Well, error is playing a huge part in that run for the Rangers. That stolen base and then the throwing error to allow the runner Cruz to go to third base, and then he scores on a throwing error by Jeremy Guthrie.
And now Guthrie again ready and delivers. This one way outside, another slider. Well, this Texas ball club right now on a 10-game homestand that surrounds the All-Star break. There comes the pitch. This one low and inside for a ball. Rangers coming off a month of June that was just simply outstanding for them. They went 21-6 in the month of June. As we said, right now with a 5.5 game division lead. There's a half swing of the slider. The appeal to first is denied. Jerry Meal says no, he didn't swing. So Elvis Andrews with the runner at second base and 2 outs. Texas with a couple of runs in the inning. And Andrews back in. Guthrie looks in, says yes. Checks on Bourbon and now delivers. There's a bouncer toward third. Backhand Miguel Tejada and the off-balance throw. Wigginton comes off the bag. The throw was much too late. And on the play, Bourbon winds up at third. So that'll be an infield single. Good job there by Miguel Tejada to make a backhand grab of the ball. Otherwise, that's an extra base hit and another Texas run.
Yeah, Miguel made a try for a throw to first base, but with his momentum taking him across the foul line toward the grass there, couldn't get very much on that throw. Unfortunately, didn't throw it away, but on that one bounce to Wigginton.
Good job by Wigginton, too. He realized immediately that there was no chance to get the out at first base, so he came off the bag toward the pitcher's mound to kind of intercept that one. And now Michael Young swings and fouls it back out of play. Young, his first time up, lined out to Adam Jones. So he's 0 for 1. Texas here with a 2-0 lead. They got runners on first and third and 2 outs. Young has had some good numbers against Guthrie. There comes the pitch. This one just off the outside corner. Another slider. Coming into the game, he had 6 hits in 15 at-bats, which included a home run against Jeremy Guthrie. Up there now, first and third and 2 outs. Guthrie will check the runners and delivers. Young hits it right back up the middle, and that's a base hit to left center. So that'll drive in 1. There goes Andrews. He's going to go to third base. The ball back into second base. It is now 3-0 Texas. And the situation remains the same with runners on first and third and with 2 outs. And now Kinsler coming up to hit. And Kranitz comes out to visit Jeremy Guthrie.
Well, Michael Young was one of the 5 players on the bubble for the All-Star game, but apparently he will not be going to Anaheim with the rest of his teammates. I guess Nick Swisher has won that balloting of the fans for the guy who will be voted into the All-Star game. Nick Swisher of the New York Yankees.
Well, Kranitz is heading back to the Oriole dugout. And now here's Kinsler. Well, Guthrie had a chance to get that third out, but then he walked Bourbon, the number 9 hitter. And since that walk, he's given up a couple of hits. So again, Guthrie with the inability to get that third out. Not Kinsler swings and hits it right back to Guthrie, knocks it down, picks it up, and then the lob toss to get that third out. But they do get 3, and they leave 2. At the end of 2, it's 3-0 Texas on the Oriole Radio Network.
And now.
Okay, now the Orioles have got the bottom of the order coming up to hit. Texas right now with a 3-0 lead. Scott Moore leads off in the third, and with the play-by-play, the cowboy himself, Fred Manfred.
Thank you very much, partner.
Oh, shucks, it was nothing.
Okay, Joe, thank you. Here's Scott, and Moore takes the first pitch in there for a strike from the right-handed Tommy Hunter. He was a Yankee who went down to Rebel Country to play his college baseball. Hunter from Indianapolis, Indiana, same high school that Jake Fox of the Orioles went to. Here's a swing and a line drive foul out of play left side. Both were teammates at Cathedral High School in Indianapolis. While Fox went to the Big Ten to play at the University of Michigan, Tommy Hunter matriculated to the University of Alabama, and in 2007 he was a supplemental first-round pick by the Texas Rangers. The right-hander Hunter on the way to the Orioles' second baseman, a swing and a foul back. Count to Scott Moore 0-2. Hunter in the first 2 innings gave up a automatic double to Miguel Tejada, second batter of the ball game, but nothing since, and he has 4 strikeouts of the first 2 innings. Remember, Max Scherzer last night through the first 2 struck out 4 Orioles as he retired them in order in those first 2 innings. Delivery to Moore, fly ball, shallow center field, going out the shortstop in the center fielder, and it's Bourbon, the center fielder, to make the grab. 1 gone.
By the way, Fred, 14 more minutes and we find out what LeBron James is going to do.
Well, no matter what's going on in the ballgame, please interrupt. We're all waiting.
We have 5 reporters at the scene.
Well, that's good.
Waiting to report.
Good.
On the Orioles radio network.
And we will keep you up to date.
By the way, Fred, 13 more minutes, and we find out what LeBron James is going to do.
I cannot wait. Julio Lugo, the 9th place hitter, takes the first pitch. Guess what? A strike. And that's what we've been told that Tommy Hunter's been doing. And they say, I've talked to several people, and the first thing they say, he's been pounding the strike zone. And indeed, he's been doing that here tonight. 31 pitches. He's retired the first batter here in the third, giving up just 1 hit and 4 strikeouts. A delivery to Lugo, a bouncer wide of the third baseman. Backhanded by Andrews. The long throw not in time. Now, Michael Young playing about the level of the grass third base side. Couldn't come up with that ball as it bounced to his glove side left. But Elvis Andrews, great range, going into the hole, picked it up. Just couldn't get the good strong throw to first base. And Julio Lugo has his 9th hit of his trip. He had 6 in Detroit. So Lugo gets on base again. 2nd hit of the night for the Orioles. A 1-out single here in the third.
By the way, Fred, a report that LeBron James just sneezed. So he may not go to a cold weather city.
And they're trying to read every kind of clue into where he's going to go, and that's the best one we've had yet. Here's Corey Patterson, a strikeout victim, his first at bat. Quick throw over to first base, getting back. Lugo, by the way, has attempted 10 steals, been caught 5 times. So Julio Lugo continues to get on base as he's been in the lineup, whether it be at second base or at shortstop like he is tonight with his Torres getting the night off. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and Corey takes a fastball strike at the knees, outer portion. Fastball comes in 91, 92 miles an hour from Tommy Hunter. Hunter, in his career, 14-8 at the big league level. 11 of those 14 wins coming here in his home ballpark. The burly right-hander brings the hands together at the belt, delivers to Corey Patterson a strike 2 on the inside corner. 0-2 to the Orioles' designated hitter. Corey had a tough series in Detroit, going 1 for 11 against Tiger pitchers. 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Tommy Hunter ready to throw to the plate. No, he goes over to first base and getting back. Julio Lugo.
Well, Corey Patterson is going to have to make a decision here, which reminds me, 11 minutes until the decision.
Terrific the way you tied those two together.
Thank you very much.
And the count now 0-2 to Corey. In the delivery by Hunter, and Corey does not chase that fastball upstairs that he likes. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. After Corey, it'll be Miguel Tejada, who had an automatic double his first at bat. This is the 3rd game of the year between the Orioles and the Rangers. The Orioles here in May dropped 2 games in town this time for a 4-game series with the Texans. 1-2 to Patterson, left-handed batter, swings and misses. He strikes him out. 5th strikeout tonight for the right-hander Tommy Hunter. He came in off speed and it was elevated, and yet Corey Patterson did not make contact with that as Patterson strikes out for the 47th time in 47 games. In the 2nd time he's been a swinging strikeout victim tonight.
It's an example of when you hang a breaking ball, but you hang it so much that even Corey couldn't get to it.
Yeah, Miguel Tejada doubled in the gap in right center field, an automatic double his first at bat. Goes after the first pitch, fouls it out of play to the right side into the 2nd level here at Texas. And of course, you kind of hold your breath when you see foul balls go to the 2nd level, which is the level just beneath us after what happened here the other night when a gentleman trying to catch a rebound of a foul ball fell into the lower deck. And fortunately, he did suffer some injuries, but nothing that it was life-threatening. Here's a swing and a pull foul over the Orioles dugout, and hopefully that person in the front row is okay, as that ball came up off the roof of the dugout and went right to a gentleman sitting in the front row who was unable to move as that ball came screaming over the Oriole third base side.
Well, I know the gentleman who fell was a 25-year-old fireman.
Right.
He did suffer a fractured skull.
Well, the Rangers.
Oh, man. Landed on some fans down below, and that saved him.
Here's the 2 strikeout. Quick throw over to first base. Nolan Ryan, who's the president of the ball club here at the Rangers, next day went to visit the young firefighter and brought him all kinds of signed memorabilia from the Texas ball club. And everybody breathed a huge sigh of relief with the fact that it was not a fatality. Here's the delivery, 0-2, swing and a miss. He strikes him out, pitch down and away, a fastball at 92, and Tejada is the 6th strikeout tonight for Tommy Hunter. The Orioles leave a runner at first base here in the top of the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the inning. It's Texas Rangers 3, Orioles nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Now for a second consecutive at bat, Jeremy Guthrie buzzes tight to Vladimir Guerrero. Guerrero didn't give the long stare out to Jeremy as he did his first at bat, but gave a quick glance to the Oriole pitcher. 1-0 to Guerrero, and delivery to Vladdy. A little looping fly ball left field coming in as PA on the run makes the grab. Guerrero 0 for 2. His first at bat, a fly ball to Adam in center field. This time a fly ball to PA in left. Guerrero now just 1 for 19 in his at bats over his career against Jeremy. By the way, the 15th out of Orioles baseball brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit Geico at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. So the fly ball to left retires Guerrero, and here's Josh Hamilton, who doubled and scored last inning. Pitch on the outside corner to Hamilton for strike 1. Hamilton has now hit in 28 consecutive home games. Hamilton hitting .343, 21 home runs, make it 22 home runs. It's going off the facade of the upper deck porch here at Ranger Ballpark in Arlington, Texas. As I got the figures out of my mouth, he got the ball out of the ballpark on a shot. You may have heard it echo throughout Radio Land. And it's now a 4-0 lead for the Texas Rangers. Home run number 22 for Josh Hamilton, his 64th RBI. So the Texas Rangers, they jump ahead 4-0. And Benji Molina put down a sacrifice bunt his first at bat, and this first pitch tight to Molina. Molina, as a Ranger, this is his 5th game. He's had a couple of hits and 13 at bats. Jeremy Guthrie has now given up 15 home runs. Here's a fly ball left center field. Jogging over to his right is Adam Jones, and Jones puts it away for the 2nd out. Well, that ball out to the facade of the old Tiger Stadium-like porch in right field. And it carried off that back onto the playing field, but it was a shot. If you closed your eyes, it was out of here. Here's Nelson Cruz. He singled and scored and drove in around his first at bat for his 41st RBI. Cruz taps a foul third base side for strike 1. Nelson Cruz, 5 hits in his last 22 at bats, with 5 ribbies coming over that stretch. 399 the estimated distance on that Josh Hamilton shot off Jeremy Guthrie. Right-handed batter Cruz awaits the delivery from Jeremy, and a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-2 to Cruz.
Tell you what, Fred, that might have been the fastest 399 feet you ever saw. That ball was gone right now.
And delivery on the way, 0-2. Cruz takes it down and away. I said if you blink your eye, you wouldn't have seen the flight of the ball. That's how quickly he got out there.
He's got 22 now, tied for the Major League lead.
Here's the delivery to Cruz, up and in, and Cruz not happy with the location of that pitch. He didn't look out to the mound, but you could see on his face he was not thrilled that ball came shoulders high tight. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jeremy Guthrie now with his 52nd pitch of the ball game on the way to Cruz, and a high foul lifted toward the upper deck here at Texas Stadium. But no. It makes that second level. Very rarely here at the Ranger Ballpark in Arlington do you see a foul ball reach the upper deck. That's how far away you are from the action. Again, 2-2 pitch to Cruz. At this time he came in off speed, and Cruz leaning out just got a piece of it and fouls it off to stay alive.
By the way, Fred, Casey Willett, our producer, tells us that according to his sources, they tell him that LeBron James has made a decision and he's going to play baseball.
Oh, he is?
Just like Michael
Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And a little looping fly ball right field on the off-speed pitch, backing out and making the grab. Second baseman Scott Moore, and that's the final out. But a long home run from Josh Hamilton.
But by the way, Casey's sources are very unreliable.
Yeah, we won't put any credence in it. We played 3 here in Texas. Rangers 4, Orioles nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. We go to the 4th inning, 4-0 Texas. Nick Markakis, Ty Wigginton, Adam Jones against Tommy Hunter. And Nick takes the first pitch high, 1-0. By the way, 3rd inning was brought to you by the Wellwood Restaurant in historic Charlestown, Maryland. It's just a short drive up 95 where your taste buds will experience some of the finest seafood the Bay has to offer. The 1-0 pitch to Nick. And here's one right down the middle that Markakis takes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Visit wellwoodclub.com for weekly specials and events. Markakis struck out, the second of the 6 strikeouts that Hunter has put in the book tonight. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and the delivery to Nick again high, and Nick doesn't chase it. 2-1. Markakis hitting .307 as he stands in. 5 home runs. He's homered in Boston. He homered in Detroit. And he has knocked in a total of 30 for the Orioles this year. The 2-1 pitch. Markakis fouls it back beneath us. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles Radio Network. Fred Manfred and Joe Angel back in Texas. 4-0 Rangers. 2-2 pitch to Markakis. High drive. Deep to right center field. Racing back Cruz. Cruz will reach up. He can't get it. It's off the warning track, off the wall. And Markakis will go into second base standing with his 26th double of the season. And that ball hit toward right center field. And Cruz and Bourbon, after that ball, neither could catch up with it. Cruz reached up, but out of the reach of his leather. And Nick starts the 4th inning off with a 2-bagger for the Orioles. Second double tonight for the Birds against this right-hander. Their 3rd hit overall. And here's Ty Wigginton. Miguel Tejada, an automatic double back in the 1st. Wiggy struck out swinging his first look at Tommy Hunter. Nick stands with his generous lead at second base. The pitch to Wigginton. And here's a strike at the knees. Hunter. Nick stands with his generous lead at second base. The pitch to Wigginton, and here's a strike at the knees. Hunter, anywhere in the upper 80s to the low 90s with his fastball. Another guy that will blow you away with a 97, 98 mile-an-hour fastball. Hunter sets, kicks, and delivers to Wigginton in toward the hands with a 90 mile-an-hour fastball, and he fouls it off to the right side. 0-2 to the Oriole first baseman. Wigginton, 4 hits and 26 at-bats on this trip. 1 run knocked in for Wiggy, who's headed to the All-Star game next Tuesday at the Big A in Anaheim. On the year, continues to lead the Orioles with his 44 ribbies. He has Markakis at second base. The 0-2 pitch to Wigginton. A slicing fly ball foul down the right side. Coming over is Cruz, also going back Smoke, the first baseman, but neither the outfielder nor the infielder can come up with it as it drops into the stands about 5 rows out of their reach. Nick Markakis at second base, a leadoff 2-bagger. Nobody down in the 4th. Orioles trail at 4-0. 3 for the Rangers in the 2nd against Jeremy Guthrie, and a solo home run, Josh Hamilton, in the 3rd for that 4-0 lead. Nick stands with his generous lead at second base. The pitch to Wigginton, and here's a strike at the knees. Hunter, anywhere in the upper 80s to the low 90s with his fastball. Another guy that will blow you away with a 97, 98 mile-an-hour fastball. Hunter sets, kicks, and delivers to Wigginton in toward the hands with a 90 mile-an-hour fastball, and he fouls it off to the right side. 0-2 to the Oriole first baseman. Wigginton, 4 hits and 26 at-bats on this trip. One run knocked in for Wiggy, who's headed to the All-Star game next Tuesday at the Big A in Anaheim. On the year, continues to lead the Orioles with his 44 ribbies. He has Markakis at second base. The 0-2 pitch to Wigginton, a slicing fly ball foul down the right side. Coming over his Cruz, also going back Smoke, the first baseman, but neither the outfielder nor the infielder can come up with it as it drops into the stands about 5 rows out of their reach. Nick Markakis at second base, a leadoff two-bagger. Nobody down in the fourth. Orioles trail at 4-0. 3 for the Rangers in the second against Jeremy Guthrie, and a solo home run, Josh Hamilton, in the third for that 4-0 lead. 0-2 the count, and just as Hunter was ready to go, time requested by Molina, who will go out to talk to his pitcher midway between the mound and home plate. Well, we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that on Sunday, July 18th, first 10,000 kids 14 and under at the Orioles Blue Jays game that afternoon will receive a replica Orioles batting helmet. For tickets to that ball game, as the Orioles will be back off the All-Star break with the Blue Jays in town, call the Orioles at 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. 0-2 to Ty Wigginton. Markakis at second base, nobody gone. And the Hunter delivery to Ty, bounds toward the third base side. Near the bag is Young. He throws across the diamond. Nice footwork by Justin Smoke as he adjusts, as that throw is a little high and wide, but he kept the feet on the bag as he went across to get the out. And staying at second base, Markakis, as that ball hit to the left side of the infield. Wiggy's 0 for 2. Adam Jones, a strikeout, his first at bat. Will step in now. Adam with that strikeout has struck out 74 times now this season. Walked 10, hit 13 home runs, and knocked in 37. He in the past has hit Texas pitching very well. In fact, over his last 10 games coming into this one, hitting .391 with 3 home runs against Ranger pitching. He has Markakis at second base with 1 out, and delivery to Jones downstairs, ball 1. Jones comes in having hit in 4 consecutive games. He's had 6 hits over his last 17 at bats. Go back over the last 29, hitting about .329 for Adam Jones. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Tommy Hunter on the way to Adam, and here's a pitch low again. 2 balls and no strikes to the Orioles center fielder. Orioles here tomorrow night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, and then the All-Star break for 4 days. For the Orioles, they return to Oriole Park at Camden Yards next Friday against the Toronto Blue Jays. Markakis the lead at second base. The 2-0 count to Jones, and Adam hits a ground ball toward short. Andrews will field. Quickly get rid of it for out number 2 as he throws cross to Smoke at first base. And Markakis, who started the inning with a 2-bagger, stands still at second base, hands on hips, waiting for someone to bring him around now with 2 out here in the top of the 4th. And it'll be up to Felix Piet to try to keep things going and try to get Nick further along on the base paths. Piet hit a fly ball to shallow center field, his first at bat. Felix is 3 for 11 since his return off the disabled list. He has picked up an RBI since coming back. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and down and in, and a nice backhanded stop by Benji Molina. As that ball dipped down toward the feet of Piet, and he had to go across the body with a leather. And 1 ball, the count to Felix. Piet hitting .355. He's had 11 hits and 31 at-bats. 1 home run, 2 knocked in. Piet taps a foul toward the Texas on-deck area off to the right side. So a ball and a strike to Felix Piet. Mentioned tomorrow night the Orioles and the Rangers hook it up again. And there'll be Brian Mattis on the hill for the Orioles. And Scott Feldman, who's been struggling this year, will work for Texas. Looks like Saturday, Chris Tillman will make the start for the Orioles. Sunday, it'll be Jake Arrieta. 1-1 to Piet. Markakis at second. Piet looks at ball 2 down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Texas still not announcing who will pitch for them on Saturday. Sunday, we'll see the left-hander, and he's had a good year, C.J. Wilson, who's won 7 while dropping 4 with a 3.24 ERA. Markakis at second base still, 2 down. The 2-1 pitch from Hunter to Felix Pie, and Pie chops it to the third base side of the mound, off the glove of the pitcher, picks it up quickly, throws to first, and he gets it. Well, that ball to the third base side of the mound, and Hunter tried to backhand, hit the heel of the glove, bounded away a couple of feet, and then he moved quickly to pick it up and fire to first, and Pie is the final out. So the Orioles waste a leadoff double by Markakis. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning in Texas. Rangers 4, Orioles nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Jeremy Guthrie goes to work here in the bottom of the 4th. He'll face Smoke, Bourbon, and then Elvis Andrus, numbers 8, 9, and 1 of the lineup for the Rangers, who lead at 4-0. First pitch outside, this one inside. So 2-0 to Smoke, who was a strikeout his first at bat. The lone strikeout Guthrie has recorded tonight. Jeremy's 2-0 delivery. Smoke lines it into right field, a base hit. Run it up, and then Smoke jumped on it. Smoke a leadoff single, and now Bourbon will step in. He walked and scored back in the 2nd inning. And if you're taking yourself or the family to the ballpark, we've talked about it time and time again, take the easy way. You can go MTA. They have the light rail, the bus, or the Metro subway. And when you do it, you save on gas and, of course, the expense of parking. Well, you save yourself from all that traffic. Ride MTA, and you go home a winner every game. And there goes the runner, and a swing and a fly ball, shallow right field, going out to second baseman Moore. He will make the grab, but getting back to first base is Smoke. That ball on the running hit popped into shallow right field, and out number 1. The ball going after the first pitch. Now we go to the top of the order. Elvis Andrus, who is an infield hit in 2 at-bats. Andrus, an all-star for the first time in his career. A .292 batting average, no home runs, 25 knocked in for this youngster. Deep in the batter's box. Runner at first base, Smoke, and delivery to Andrus. He bounces at third base side. Miggy will have one play, and that's to first, and they get Andrus by a step. Moving to second base with 2 down, Justin Smoke. Michael Young will step in. Young picked up his 54th RBI of the season with a single in the 2nd inning. Young has been struggling on this homestand, but that was just his 4th hit in 20 at-bats. Actually 22 at-bats, 21 at-bats in this homestand. Jeremy Guthrie now has thrown 59 pitches. He's retired 2 in the 4th. And the pitch to Young, down and away with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Young in his career with an average of over 300 against Oriole pitching. 1-0 to the third baseman. Of course, for many years a shortstop for the Rangers. A timeout requested by Craig Tatum, and he will go out to talk to Jeremy Guthrie. Now Guthrie says, no, go back. I know what you're talking about. So Tatum, who had made the journey halfway to the mound, is instructed to go back behind the plate by his pitcher. He does. He crouches down, gives the sign. Smoke with his lead at second base, 2 out. The delivery to Young. Fastball there for a strike. 1-1. Ian Kinsler would be next for this Texas ball club. Rangers looking for their 32nd home victory of the year. They're 31-15. Right now a 5.5 game lead over the Angels. Swing and a foul out of play off to the right side by Michael Young. On Friday the 16th, the Orioles will return to the yards after the All-Star break, and it will be a fireworks night. So get the family and friends together. Blue Jays in town. 7:05 first pitch. Number to call, 888-848-BIRD, or visit Orioles.com for your tickets. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Michael Young. A runner at second base. Young takes a breaking ball, lets it go by, and it misses down and away. 2-2 to Young. Young with that base hit, improving his average by 1 point to .307. 12 home runs, 54 knocked in. And the delivery to the right-handed batter. Young swings and stays alive with a foul ball straight back. And the count continues, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Young, we talked about the home cooking that the Texas Rangers love here, and they play very good baseball. 10 of his 12 home runs have come here at Ranger Ballpark in Arlington, Texas. He has Smoke at second base with 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch again outside, just off the plate, 3-2. Full count. Pitch count now 65 for Jeremy. 2 down in the 4th. After 4 innings for Hunter, the starter, 55 for the Texas Rangers. And the delivery on the way is swing and a bouncer, foul again, so that pitch count continues to rise with this at bat by Michael Young. 3-2 to Michael Young, who lost out to Nick Swisher. And that fan voting to send a player to the All-Star game. Swisher finished on top, and Kevin Youkilis was the second most vote getter there. Here's another foul ball as Young has a very extended at bat against Jeremy Guthrie. See some fans sitting down in the lower deck with umbrellas up. I'm looking skyward. I don't see any raindrops falling. We did have some heavy rains earlier. It's about an hour and a half before the ball game. Tarp covered the field. They didn't take batting practice on the field. And the 3-2 pitch again hit to the right side toward Wigginton. Wigginton will field. Guthrie sprinting to first base, gets the feed from the first baseman for the final out. And that's it. The Rangers will strand a runner here in the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th inning in Arlington, Texas. Rangers 4, Orioles nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Tomorrow night's fireworks night here in Texas, and they just gave a preview, and I jumped about 10 feet out of my chair when they had that little preview of the fireworks coming up tomorrow night. We go to the 5th inning, 4-0 Texas. Here's Joe Angel.
All right, well, that was okay with me until you landed on me.
Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean it.
That's all right. I know you didn't do it on purpose. Here's a Tatum to lead off. He fouls it away, so we're underway. 5th inning. Texas with a 4-0 lead. Orioles at the bottom of the order. Tommy Hunter delivers. Tatum hits a fly ball towards shallow right center. Coming on is Nelson Cruz. He'll get there in plenty of time. Out number 1. And I hear Scott Moore. Tommy Hunter tonight has allowed just 3 hits. Coming into this game, Tommy Hunter had done a real good job against right-hand hitting. I mean, they had collectively hit only 157 against him this year. Left-handers had hit 328 against Tommy Hunter. But tonight, 2 of the right-handed batters have 2 of the 3 hits. Now here's Scott Moore, a lefty. And Scott takes upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. I think about Tommy Hunter. Remember, his rookie season was last year. He has never had more than 6 strikeouts in any game that he has started. Well, tonight, he had 6 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. There's a high drive. Deep right. Scott Moore, you can wave that baby bye-bye. That's about 15 rows into the seats in right field. He drilled it. Scott Moore, his 3rd home run. It makes it 4-1 Texas. That time the lefty got to him. And against Tommy Hunter this season, only the 2nd home run he has given up this year in about 40 innings. And now here's Lugo to hit with 1 out and the base is empty. Yeah, that measured 395 feet off the bat of Scott Moore. There comes the pitch. And Lugo takes a good breaking ball for a call strike. And that home run call is brought to you by Chapin Davis, the oldest and largest full-service investment company based in Baltimore. Your hometown trusted investment firm can be reached at 800-222-3246 or at chapindavis.com. And Lugo takes a strike. That time he caught the outside corner. And 1-1 now to Julio Lugo. Lugo in this game an infield single. He's gone 1 for 1. Now the right-hander again delivers. There's a little ground ball hit to third base. Young on the edge of the infield grass. Up there shallow. And the easy toss to get the out. 2 gone. And now the top of the order comes up in Corey Patterson. Oriole fans, you know, Kelly and Associates Insurance Group is saving lives in our communities by donating $1,000 to the Adams College Shock Trauma Center every time an Oriole pitcher gets a save this season. So thank you, Kelly and Associates Insurance Group, for helping to save lives. Now here's Patterson, tonight has yet to put the ball in play, 0 for 2 and a couple of strikeouts. Hunter delivers. Patterson takes a knee-high breaking ball for a call strike. By the way, no word on LeBron James yet. The decision has yet to be made, I guess. Patterson fouls it back toward Fred Manfra. Although the national television show on which they were going to reveal that big decision started at 9 o'clock. It's now almost 9:25 Eastern time. And that decision has yet to be made, I guess. So I guess they're milking it. Patterson, high fastball, swing and miss. Struck him out for the third time in this game. Corey Patterson has struck out. And Tommy Hunter now with a career high of 7 strikeouts. And tonight he does it in only 5 innings. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's now 4-1 Texas on the Orioles Radio Network. Ryan Guthrie, he delivers to Ian Kinsler as we get started. By with the 5th inning, and a fastball is inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Ian Kinsler. Guthrie's next pitch on the way. Little bouncy ball off the glove of Guthrie. On your second base, Lugo trying to make a bare hand pickup and cannot come up with the ball. That'll be an infield single. Guthrie did get a glove on that thing, but it got past him. And when that happened for Lugo, it was a near impossible play. So Ian Kinsler gets aboard, and it'll bring up Vladimir Guerrero. I want to say hello to all of the fans listening on radio station WEEO-FM 94.6 in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. Always great to have you aboard. Here's Guerrero. Guthrie delivers, and there's a liner, but he pulled it foul outside third base. Guerrero in this game is 0 for 2. Twice, and on each at bat here tonight, Guerrero against Guthrie. Guthrie twice has kind of knocked him down with high inside fastballs. And then gotten 2 fly ball outs. Now he takes a breaking ball low and outside. But Guerrero just having a phenomenal season. Came in with a batting average of .330, 19 home runs, 72 RBIs. And he is now a 9-time All-Star. Here comes the pitch. Fastball up and in. Guerrero has hit 4 home runs his last 8 games. In his career, 426 home runs, which, by the way, 41st on the all-time list. Guerrero this season, 101 hits already. Amazing. Thought at first, too late. And I'm sure the Angels these days saying, hey, you know, we may have made a mistake. Just maybe. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, look out, he almost hit him again. So for the 3rd consecutive at bat, and again Guerrero stares out toward Jeremy Guthrie. For the 3rd consecutive at bat, Guerrero almost got drilled by that inside fastball. Of course, Guthrie's done that the entire season, pitching inside. He's among the leaders in the American League in hit batsmen.
He's hit 8 batters.
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner. And the pitch is inside for ball 4. Tatum throws the ball regardless, but the base runner Kinsler is awarded second base on that base on balls. And that's where an umpire has to make an immediate decision, an immediate call to let the catcher know exactly what the situation is, because Tatum wound up making a very unnecessary throw. And now it'll bring up Josh Hamilton. Texas ahead 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hamilton tonight, a double and a bomb. So he's gone 2 for 2. Here comes the pitch. This is a fastball up and away. Hamilton, when he hit the bases empty home run in the 3rd, his 22nd home run. But then Jose Bautista of the Blue Jays tonight has also homered. So now he's got 23 to lead the majors. Hamilton now with 22. Here comes the pitch. And this one again just off the outside edge. He got 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Josh Hamilton, along with Vladimir Guerrero and Miguel Cabrera, we just saw him in Detroit, all having MVP type seasons. Here comes the 2-0 delivery. There's a strike. That time Guthrie caught the outside corner. Hamilton a check swing. The count 2-1. I mean, Hamilton third in the league in hitting, second in the league in home runs, fourth in the league in RBI, second with 113 hits now for Hamilton, and there's the ball upstairs. Third in the league in slugging. He's just had a phenomenal season, and remember, he got off to a slow start. And right now, Texas with a 5.5 game division lead. What a dynamic 1 and 2 punch. Josh Hamilton and Vladimir Guerrero. And now Hamilton backs away at the plate. Tatum goes on to visit with Jeremy Guthrie. On the SK scoreboard, a final score, the Blue Jays beat Minnesota 8-1. The Blue Jays in that game with 5 home runs, including the one by Jose Bautista, his 23rd. And that Minnesota ball club, at one time, there's a throw to second. Ooh, they almost got him there. But time had been called. Just as the catcher Tatum got back behind the plate, Guthrie all of a sudden spun around, got the ball to second base. The shortstop Lugo had snuck in behind Kinsler, but the umpire made the indication that time was out at the time. Now Guthrie delivers, and there's Hamilton with a big swing and a miss.
And then Lugo tried the old hidden ball trick. He didn't throw the ball back to Jeremy Guthrie. And as soon as Kinsler, with time still called, started taking a walk off the bag, he tagged him, but the second base umpire said, no, time's still out.
Which was useless, yeah, because time cannot get back in until the pitcher's got the ball. And then Hamilton swings and he fouls it back. So Lugo to attempt the old hidden ball trick there during a timeout.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mark Hendrickson, by the way, begins to throw in the pen.
Well, Guthrie's now thrown 81 pitches in this game. Hamilton digs in. The count to 3-2. Guthrie's next pitch on the way. Hamilton takes ball 4. So that's the 4th walk given up by Jeremy Guthrie. And now the Rangers got the bases loaded with nobody out. It'll bring up Benji Molina. It also brings out Rick Kranitz.
So we just got the word. LeBron James surprised everybody. He signed to go to the Washington Generals. He said he wanted to go to help the worst team in basketball. Actually, it's the Miami Heat that will have LeBron James services.
Wow, okay. Well, that was the speculation.
Yeah.
So he and Dwayne Wade and Bosch will get together. Hey, fans, on Sunday, July 18th, the first 10,000 kids, 14 and under, at Camden Yards, Orioles against the Blue Jays that afternoon, are going to receive a replica Orioles batting helmet. So gather up the entire family. For tickets, call the Orioles 888-848-BIRD, or you can visit Orioles.com. Now here's Benji Molina to hit with the bases loaded. Orioles bring the infield in. Here comes the pitch. And Molina takes a fastball for a called strike. Texas ahead 4-1. And here's a situation that for the Orioles, well, right now the ball game can really get away. And now Guthrie again ready and delivers, and Molina hits a bouncy ball to short. He's coming home, out. And there's no other play. Throw to first. There is a play. They got the double play. Boy, Tatum, there was a collision at the plate. Tatum somehow stayed on his feet, and then after a slight delay, threw the ball to first base to get the double play. How about that? So it goes 6-2-3 on the double play. The base runner, Kinsler, banged into Tatum, and after a slight hesitation, they do get that double play.
Now the Orioles are the beneficiaries of the slow-footedness of Benji Molina, but a nice play by Tatum to not be bothered by Kinsler banging him low on the legs.
And now here's Nelson Cruz with runners on second and third, and Guthrie misses just outside for ball 1. I did not think that Tatum, once that collision took place, and it wasn't a severe collision, but certainly enough to throw Tatum off stride, but that didn't happen. And now Cruz takes it a little bit too low. Well, Tatum's got to have a real strong lower body. Nelson Cruz in this game with 1 for 2. His single knocked in a run back in the second inning. Right-hander against right-hander. Texas ahead 4-1. Jeremy Guthrie trying to keep it that way. And now Guthrie, this will be his 87th pitch in this game. Here it comes. Ooh, look out. Almost hit him. Wow. Again, a Ranger hitter is knocked down. And now Cruz looks out toward Jeremy Guthrie. Well, Jeremy has threatened Texas hitters the entire ballgame, but he has yet to hit any of them. So Vladimir Guerrero is now at third. Hamilton is out there at second base with 2 outs. Here comes the 3-0 delivery, and he walked him on 4 consecutive pitches. And now Justin Smoke, the switch hitter, will come up to hit. It also brings out Juan Samuel, and that will do it for Jeremy Guthrie. So here in the bottom of the 5th inning, with the Rangers ahead 4-1. For the second time in the inning, they got the bases loaded, this time with 2 outs. Samuel comes out to make a pitching change. And this call to the bullpen brought to you by the Diamond Tavern, just outside of Camden Yards at the Hilton, Baltimore. Right there on the corner of Camden and Utah Streets. Visit Baltimore's largest beer garden at the Diamond Tavern. We'll be back with more after this.
Transmission?
Root canal.
Central valve?
Tow-away zone.
Obedience school. Set. Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
Life is full of unexpected expenses.
Study abroad.
An exterminator.
Sleepaway camp.
Engaged.
He fractured what?
Pay for your mother's flight.
Yeah, why? You got a problem with that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Bank of America can help you be ready for them.
Guitar.
Piano.
Tuba lessons.
Twins.
Did what on the new carpet?
Let Bank of America help you build a buffer. Regularly set aside money with automatic transfers from checking to savings. You choose how much money to move and how often.
She made nationals. Great. Where are nationals? Oh.
Automatic transfers to savings. One of the many ways Bank of America can help you stay on budget. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/solutions.
Honey, look, I bought a new vase.
Oops. Nice.
Bank of America N.A. member of DIC. Copyright 2010 Bank of America Corporation.
Well, the bases loaded and no one out. Jeremy Guthrie, who was on the mound at the time, induced a double play. But then, after Molina's double play, a walk to Cruz will load the bases again, and that's it for Jeremy Guthrie as he gives way to Mark Hendrickson. Due to a vendor error on Saturday, July 17th, the replica Brooks Robinson jerseys will not be available for distribution. However, the first 25,000 fans 21 and over will receive a Brooks Robinson T-shirt presented by Real Street Staffing. Plus, these same 25,000 fans will receive a voucher good for a Brooks Robinson jersey once they arrive later this season. Now, the Orioles apologize for the disappointment that the situation may cause. For tickets to that game so you can get your voucher, call the Orioles at 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. So Jeremy Guthrie throws 88 pitches over 4 2/3, gives up 7 hits, walks 5, strikes out 1. So far responsible for 4 runs that have touched the plate and also for the 3 runners on base. Let's find out what happens with Mark Hendrickson on the hill from Joe Angel.
All right, big boy, here we go. Smoke now hitting right-handed, takes a breaking ball, a little bit too high for a ball. Now the tall left-hander again looks in. Smoke in this game is 1 for 2. Here comes a 1-0 delivery. There's a good fastball for a called strike.
Well, for Smoke, this is a very weak side. It's just a 141 hitter as a right-handed batter.
Well, the other day, Smoke ended an 0 for 25 slump with a base hit on Monday. So he's been struggling a little bit. Hendrickson's 1-1 pitch on the way. Little breaking ball, tapper, foul, third base side. So the count 1-2. And still, Justin Smoke is having one of the better rookie seasons in the American League so far this year. Despite a very low batting average, he's been productive. 8 home runs. He knocked in 34 runs. He had 22 RBIs just in the month of June. Here comes the pitch. Line drive, shortstop. Lugo catches it. Side retired. Texas twice in the inning. Had the bases loaded and could not score. So at the end of 5, it's 4-1 Texas on the Orioles Radio Network.
Everybody and their brother, sisters, and second cousins are saying they can save you money on car insurance. Well, who listens to brothers, sisters, and second cousins? Geico's been saving people money on car insurance for over 70 years. That's longer than most companies have been around. That's probably longer than you've been around. Believe me, when it comes to saving you money, this isn't Geico's first time to the rodeo.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you hundreds on car insurance.
Transmission?
Root canal.
Central valve?
Tow-away zone.
Obedience school. Set. Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
Life is full of unexpected expenses.
Study abroad?
An exterminator?
Sleepaway camp.
Engaged?
He fractured what?
Pay for your mother's flight.
Yeah, why? You got a problem with that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Bank of America can help you be ready for them.
Guitar?
Piano.
Tuba lessons?
Twins?
Did what on the new carpet?
Let Bank of America help you build a buffer. Regularly set aside money with automatic transfers from checking to savings. You choose how much money to move and how often.
She made nationals. Great! Where are nationals? Oh.
Automatic transfers to savings. One of the many ways Bank of America can help you stay on budget. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/solutions.
Honey, look, I bought a new vase.
Oops. Nice.
Bank of America N.A. member of TIC. Copyright 2010 Bank of America Corporation.
If you can't make it to the yard to see the Orioles play, you're just a radio away. Turn on the magic. The Orioles Radio Network. It's just like being there.
Fans, on Tuesday, July 20th, Jason Birkin T-shirt day out of Camden Yards, all presented by Real Street Staffing. The first 10,000 fans, 15 and over, going to receive a Jason Birkin T-shirt. Tickets available, 888-848-BIRD, or log on to Orioles.com. Texas ahead 4-1. Here we go. Sixth inning. Let's get right back to Fred Mann.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. And Tommy Hunter delivers high to Miguel Tejada. Tejada has a strikeout, one of the career-high 7 for the right-hander. He's also an automatic double. Orioles have managed 4 hits, 3 extra base hits against Hunter, including a home run by Scott Moore tonight. And delivery to Miguel. Ground ball hit hard, but right to the shortstop. Drops it. Does Andrews throw to first as he picks it up? It was hit hard, and then Andrews, he tried to pick it off the top of the dirt. Lost control of it momentarily, but then guns it over to first base, and Miggy is the first out here in the 6th. Well, the numbers for Jeremy Guthrie tonight, not a very pretty line once again. 4 2/3, 4 runs all earned, 7 hits, 5 walks for Jeremy, 1 strikeout, 88 pitches thrown, and he gave up that home run to Josh Hamilton. Nick Markakis 1 for 2. Nick, with his 26th double of the season, his last at bat. And the pitch of the left-handed batter, breaking ball, starts the at bat with a strike. So far, 68 pitches thrown by Tommy Hunter. He has 1 out in the 6th. Hunter looking to improve to 6-0 on the year. This is his 7th game and his 7th start. Markakis with a pitch up and in, does not go after it, holds back and sees the count even up at a ball and a strike. Tommy Hunter, 24 years of age, 6'3", and listed about 265. Depending on who you talk to. And the delivery to Nick, swinging a foul straight back. Mentioned he went to the University of Alabama and played a couple of years at the Crimson Tide. And then back in 2007, in the first round, a supplemental pick in that first round, picked by the Texas Rangers. Made his major league debut last season. Began this season on the DL, but has been awfully strong for this first-place ball club. The pitch to Nick. High fly ball, left center field. Moving over to his left is Josh Hamilton, the left fielder. And that's out number 2 as Hamilton puts it away. Ty Wigginton looking for his first hit tonight. He is struck out and grounded out. Will come up against the right-hander. Hey, Orioles fans, you know this season it's easier than ever to find the seats you want or sell tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Baltimore Orioles. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today. Righty against righty. And the Hunter delivery and a swing and a miss is coming out of his shoes to take a cut at that 90-mile-an-hour fastball, Wigginton, and he missed it. 0-1 to tie. In the Hunter delivery to the first baseman, line drive, right field base hit. So Wigginton Picks up just his 6th hit in his last 47 at bats. And he is on with a 2-out single. And now Adam Jones, who is struck out and grounded out, will have an at-bat against Tommy Hunter. Hunter says, I don't like that baseball. It was a base hit. Let's get it out of here. And he flips it back to his catcher, Benji Molina. Dale Scott, the home plate umpire, doesn't throw it out of the ball game. He just kind of rubs it up and then puts it in the ball bag. And again, Hunter doesn't like this baseball either. And Scott will do likewise, putting it back in the ball bag.
Hey, Fred, I'm just kind of sitting here thinking about LeBron James going to Miami. I just thought of a way for the Florida Marlins to save their franchise.
How's that?
Get together with the Miami Heat and tie in their season tickets to the Marlins season tickets.
Here's the delivery on the way to Jones, and Adam hits a high foul out of play right side, second level.
That'd be a way to get that done. The Miami Heat already, even before LeBron James made it official tonight that he would be going to Miami, had already sold out their season tickets for next year.
It's just on the rumor and the thought that he might be coming.
And the fact that Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, it also, they're going to be around too.
Now here's the 0-1 pitch to Adam. Hits a hard shot, one bounce on his knees to pick it up as the third baseman, Michael Young, who fires to second to get the incoming base runner, Wigginton, for the final out. Hit hard on a bounce by Adam Jones, but the final out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th in Texas. Rangers 4, Orioles 1 on the Orioles Radio Network. That'll be the 9th place hitter, Julio Bourbon, a left-handed batter, to face the left-hander Mark Hendrickson, who retired just in smoke. Final out with the bases loaded last inning, and a bunt, and it's a foul ball. Julio Bourbon running out and running down that first baseline, trying to put it down on the drag, but he just tipped it right down at the feet. So 1 strike to Bourbon, who's walked and scored and popped out. And Jeremy Guthrie lasted just 4 2/3 tonight, giving up the 4 Texas runs on 7 hits. He walked 5, struck out 1. And now Mark Hendrickson working for the Birds on a line drive, caught by the third baseman Miguel Tejada as he went airborne to his glove side left and snared that one before it went out into left field. So Miggy, nice athletic play there to take a base hit away from the 9th place hitter Bourbon. 1 gone. And that brings up Elvis Andrus, who has an infield hit in 3 at bats.
Well, outstanding play by Miguel, because he was very much in on the edge of the infield grass. Very shallow at third base for the possible bunt. And, wow, that line drive, he caught it.
And another bunt try, but Elvis Andrus pulls back and takes it high and away, ball 1. We saw Bourbon attempt his first pitch to put down a bunt. He fouled it and then lined it on an athletic grab by Tejada. And now Andrus comes up showing bunt. And the 1-0 delivery to the shortstop. Here's a strike on the outside corner.
That's the thing about the Rangers. I mean, they hit home runs, they scored lots of runs, but they also bunt well. They steal bases. They got good speed. I mean, Tejada again at third base, up there shallow.
Here's the pitch, 1-1, and a line drive foul off to the right side. 66 steals for the Texas Rangers. Usually you think of Texas in the past as being a plodding type ball club, station to station, just muscling up to hit home runs, which they do. They've hit 88 home runs this year. The count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Elvis Andrus, and a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. So Mark Hendrickson has faced 3 Rangers and retired all 3. Andrus is the first strikeout for Hendrickson. Michael Young will step in now. Young, an RBI single in 3 at bats tonight. Michael Young 4 for 14 in his career against the 6'9 southpaw Mark Hendrickson. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-1 Texas. They're out hitting the Orioles 7-5 tonight. Fastball high. The Rangers have left 7, the Orioles 4 against Tommy Hunter. 2 gone, 1 ball to count. Hunter in his 6 innings have worked 74 pitches tonight. Down and in, 2 balls and no strikes now to Michael Young. After this series concludes Sunday afternoon, the All-Star break. I mentioned the Orioles will have 4 days off. So they host the Toronto Blue Jays next Friday. Here's a swing and a foul lifted into the second level off to our right. 2-1 to Michael Young. When we look around, we see some umbrellas up, some folks with slickers, but the rain must not be very hard because we can very difficult to even recognize some rain coming down from the heavens here. 2-1 the count. And the pitch of the right-handed batting third baseman, high and away, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Michael Young. After Young, Ian Kinsler. More activity in the Oriole bullpen. Hard to tell who it is from our vantage point here. They're in a little chute out there in left center field. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and Young will have a 3-ball, 2-strike count as he fouls it back and out of play. 3-2 to Michael. Mark Hendrickson ready to toe the rubber. He has retired the first 2 Rangers here in the bottom of the 6th. And now the tall, slender southpaw, former NBA player, kicks and delivers. And Young, another foul ball. This one back behind the netting behind home plate. And the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes, continuing to Michael Young. On the SK out-of-town scoreboard, it was Toronto over Minnesota tonight, 8-1. Give you a home runs after this delivery from Mark Hendrickson to Michael Young. 3-2 pitch. Young on a breaky ball, stays alive with another foul ball off to the right side. For Minnesota, their lone run, Michael Kadire with his 8th home run. For Toronto, Freddie Lewis, his 5th. Adam Lynn, number 11. Lyle Overbay, 10. Molina, number 1, and Jose Bautista, number 23. Cecil, the winner, 8-5. Baker, the loser, 7-8. 8-1 Toronto over Minnesota. The delivery, 3-2, up and in, ball 4. That is the 6th walk. Oriole pitchers have given up 5 of them, given to the Rangers by right-hander Jeremy Guthrie. And with Ian Kinsler coming up, Juan Samuel comes out of the Oriole third base side dugout, and he's going to make a pitching change. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by the Hilton Baltimore, a long fly ball from Camden Yards and just a short walk to the Inner Harbor. Call 1-800-HILTONS to book your room today. That'll be David Hernandez, who the other night in Detroit gave up that 2-run home run to Johnny Damon in the 11th to win it for the Tigers. He comes out of the Oriole bullpen to become the 3rd Oriole pitcher tonight. We'll be back to Texas with the Rangers leading 4-1 after this.
Hi, welcome to Wendy's.
Yeah, I'd like a fish fillet sandwich, but I'd like it in a wrap.
Oh, you mean like Wendy's fish fillet is terrific, because it's real cod from the North Pacific, cooked with a crispy panko breading. The best fish fillet is what you're getting. You mean like that?
No, I meant Wendy's fish fillet wrapped in a flour tortilla.
Oh, coming right up.
Try Wendy's delicious hand-cut cod fish fillet sandwich, now in a wrap. Wendy's.
You know when it's real.
And now, 2 more facts you didn't know. Fact 1. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe. Fact 2. Geico can also help you with renter's insurance. And that's important, because when you rent, the building itself may be insured, but your possessions are not. So Geico can help you make sure you're really covered. For all the details, visit geico.com. Know the second most abundant thing in the universe? Commercials.
All right, fans, a reminder, the Oriole game against the Minnesota Twins at Camden Yards on Saturday, July 24th, originally scheduled to start at 4:10 in the afternoon, will now begin at 7:05 that night. Also, the game can be seen locally on Masson 2 HD. Gates to Oriole Park at Camden Yards going to be open at 5 o'clock for season plan holders and 5:30 for the general public on that day. For tickets, or if you'd like more information, more details, call 888-848-BIRD, or you can visit Orioles.com. Again, that's the game against the Minnesota Twins on Saturday, July 24th, will now start at 7:05 p.m. Let's get back to Fred Manfred.
Yeah, it'll be the hard thrower David Hernandez appearing in his 23rd game. Hernandez 3-7 with a 4.63 ERA. 58 in the third innings, 52 hits for David, 47 strikeouts. First batter he faces Ian Kinsler. Kinsler with a runner at first base, 2 down. 4-1 Texas. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Third pitcher of the night is David Hernandez for Juan Samuel, quick throw to first base, and Michael Young is back. Kinsler tonight has walked, hit a comebacker, and then an infield hit for the second baseman, headed to the All-Star game. Kinsler, a career average of .353 against Oriole pitching. Righty to righty. And the Hernandez delivery to Kinsler. A breaking ball starts him off, up and in, 1-0. Kinsler with 6 career home runs and 26 knocked in against Oriole pitching. Look at a number of the Texas Rangers, 300-plus career average against the Bird pitching. The 1-0 delivery, Kinsler hits a high pop foul out of play behind the plate. Ball and a strike to the second baseman. Tampa Bay has defeated Cleveland tonight 5-2. Wade Davis the winner, now 6-9. Westbrook the loser, 5-5. Dan Wheeler his first save in that game. Crawford his 9th home run and 10th. Carlos Pena hit number 17 in the win for the Rays. The David Hernandez pitch high with a fastball, well out of the strike zone. Brantley and Marte hitting home runs for the Cleveland Indians in that loss tonight. And the Tampa Bay Rays that continue their roll. They have now won 6 straight. It was their 52nd victory of the year. David Hernandez with a 2-1 count to Ian Kinsler. The pitch on the way to Kinsler. Jams him with a little pop-up, shallow center field. Jones on the run. He will not be able to get it as it just gets out over the outgoing shortstop and in front of the incoming center fielder. So the second hit tonight for Kinsler. His first one was an infield hit, and this little bloop single to center field. And that brings up Vladi. Guerrero has walked, and the other 2 times hitting fly balls against Orioles starter Jeremy Guthrie. David Hernandez, this is the only member of this Texas ball club that Hernandez has any history against, and Guerrero is 2 for 6 with a home run against David Hernandez. Big bat at the plate. Runners at first and third. Guerrero has already driven in 72 runs this year. 2 out. Runners hit the corners, and the pitch to Guerrero. Swing, and he jams him. Little pop-up. Shortstop Lugo in toward the grass, makes the grab, and they retire Guerrero on 1 pitch, and the Rangers leave 2. Last inning, they had the bases loaded twice and did not score. This inning, they leave 2. We go to the 7th inning here in Texas. Rangers 4, Orioles 1 on the Orioles Radio Network. Well, back here in Texas, Orioles trail by 3, 4-1. They come to the plate here in the 7th with Pierre, Tatum, and Scott Moore against the right-hander Tommy Hunter, who's thrown 74 pitches. The lone run for the Orioles. Scored Scott Moore home run tonight. And the Hunter delivery to Pierre. Breaking ball misses outside. The ball and no strikes to Felix. Pierre, a fly ball out and a comebacker to the mound tonight. It's a high drive deep to right field. This is way back. It's going. Upper deck home run for Felix Pierre, hitting his first home run since April 12th. And the Orioles get both their runs tonight on home runs by left-handed batters. Moore hit his in the 5th. And now here in the 7th inning, Felix Pierre leads off with his 2nd home run of the season. So welcome back to the Orioles lineup, Felix Pierre, as he has a 3-game hit streak in the 3 games he's back. Pierre, his 2nd home run and RBI number 3. And that ball was just ripped out of here. Upper deck, 2nd level down the right side. Hit to 2nd row, an empty seat up there, and then bounced back. And that was a shot. So the 2nd home run and the 2nd run for the Orioles. And here's a bouncer wide of third base into left field, a base hit for Craig Tatum. And the Orioles have back-to-back hits, one out of here, and this one a base hit. We'll see if that Texas bullpen begins to stir a bit. And the Rangers, as we mentioned, had a bases-loaded opportunity in the 5th. And then in the bottom of the 6th, leave a couple of base runners. And overall tonight, 9 base runners left by the Texas Rangers tonight. Pitching coach Mike Maddox comes out to talk to Tommy Hunter now, who's given up the home run on the single to start this 7th inning. And we will see some activity begin in the bullpen for the Texas Rangers. Maddox, a long talk to Tommy Hunter. Ogando begins to warm in the bullpen for the Texas Rangers, a hard thrower. Hey, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles Radio Network. Well, back here in Texas, Scott Moore, who homered his last at bat against Tommy Hunter, takes the first pitch, a strike on the outer portion, 0-1. PA, a home run, a single between the shortstop and the third baseman in the left field for Craig Tatum on the very next pitch after the home run by PA. Scott Moore awaits the delivery from the right end of the pitch to Scott, high and away. A ball and a strike to Scott Moore. Scott, in his home run to right field, his 3rd of the year, now with 9 runs knocked in. Moore getting the start at second base tonight for Juan Samuel. 4-2 ball game. And the delivery to the left-handed batter, and Moore swings, and he was looking for another long bomb, and he just got under it, and he fouled it straight back. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count now to Scott. Julio Lugo on deck. Standing at first base, Craig Tatum. Tommy Hunter, coming into this ball game, had given up just 1 home run in his first 6 starts, 2 to the Orioles tonight. Hunter's delivery to Scott Moore, high fly ball slicing down the left side, racing over toward the stands and watching it hit about 9 rows into the stands left field side. Foul ball is left fielder Josh Hamilton. Now continues a ball and 2 strikes to Scott Moore. Pitch count now at 82 for Tommy Hunter. Tatum his lead at first base. Nobody down, a run in for the Orioles, and pitch downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A fastball at 91. Misses low. Scott Moore with a .254 season batting mark. 17 hits and 67 at bats. The left-handed batter awaits a delivery from the right-hander. It's on its way, and Scott takes it outside. So the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hunter kind of weighs that baseball on the right hand before looking in to get the sign from his catcher, Benji Molina. 3-2 to Scott Moore. Tatum at first base. Nobody out. Pitch on the way to Scott, and he lines it foul down the left side. Got it off the end of the bat and kind of cued foul just beyond the dirt third base side. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch on the way to the left-handed bat of Scott Moore. High ball 4, and the Orioles have runners at first and second with nobody down. Julio Lugo coming to the plate. That is the very first walk given up to the Orioles by Hunter, and here comes Ron Washington. He's going to make a pitching change right here. Orioles have Tatum at second base, Moore at first. Alexi Ogando, a hard thrower, we understand, coming out of the bullpen for the Texas Rangers. One of the fans here at Ranger Ballpark in Arlington come to their feet as Hunter leaves. And that first walk of the game, by the way, brought to you by Boardwalk Fresh Burgers and Fries. Their never frozen burgers are handmade every day, and their world famous fries are fresh cut and made to order. Come by and see in Cockeysville, Lansdowne, and now open in College Park. New pitcher coming in. Orioles trail by 2. Nobody out in the 7th. Runners at first and second for the Birds. We'll be back after this.
All right, we're back in Texas as Alexi Ogando comes out to pitch in relief. Orioles there with 2 men aboard. And the Texans ahead by a score of 4-2. And so Tommy Hunter goes 6+. So far, he's given up 2 runs on a total of 7 Oriole hits. He walked one. He also came up with a career high of 7 strikeouts in this game. And now we'll see what Lugo's up to here with 2 aboard and nobody out. Normally on the road, you don't bunt for a tie to try to get a couple of runners in scoring position, especially against a good offensive team like the Texas Rangers. But so let's see what Lugo does. Let's see what the Rangers do defensively. Let's get back to Fred Manfred.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. This guy's a hard thrower. Ogando to Lugo. Runners at first and second. Nobody down. A run in for the Orioles, who trail by 2. And Lugo showing bunt already. He gets the first pitch downstairs. Ball 1. For Ogando, this is his 11th game. 3 wins without a loss. A .68 ERA. He's worked 13 1/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 10 strikeouts. He has walked 5. The league hitting early in his career .093 against this slender right-hander. Ogando, hands together, looks back at the runner at second base, delivers to Lugo, and Lugo bunts the ball out in front of the plate. Molina quickly up, but a foul ball. Molina was looking to third base, but there would have been no play at third because Michael Young was in. And Molina then got the signal from Dale Scott, the home plate umpire, foul ball. So the count, a ball and a strike to Julio Lugo, who deadened the ball too much. In the count 1-1, and the Orioles are trying to get those 2 runners advanced.
Yeah, it does mean a couple of runs here. Well, Lugo put all kinds of backspin on that bunt, and when Molina made a bare hand pickup, that ball just barely behind home plate.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to Lugo. Shows bunt again. Bunts it in the air this time, and foul for ball 2. I should say strike 2, because he got that one airborne to the third base side, and no chance for Young or the catcher to come down with it. So it's a 1-2 count to Julio Lugo. Lugo has had a base hit in 2 at-bats.
And this guy Ogando looks like he's tough to bunt on. Got real good stuff. That ball moves a lot. With 2 strikes, does he bunt again? What do you think?
I bet you not.
I don't think so.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Lugo not bunting, and he takes it inside. Ogando is a former outfielder, and until this year had visa problems coming in and could not enter the United States, but they worked those things out, and he's been a contributor to the Texas bullpen since being brought up. At second base, Tatum. First base, Scott Moore. Nobody down. And the 2-2 pitch to Lugo. Slashed foul. And the count continues. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this Texas bullpen over the past month collectively has had a 185 earned run average. That's over about 27, 28 games. They've done a real good job.
Ogando is one of those products from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. 26 years of age, 6'4", just 185 pounds. 2-2 to Julio Lugo. The pitch to Lugo, breaking ball low, ball 3.
Oh, I threw him a changeup there, Fred.
Yeah, tried to get him to chase, and Lugo saw the pitch coming in at 80 miles an hour that was going to be down and away and didn't go after it, so it's a full count.
For Lugo, that's a real good take right there.
Julio now with a 3-2 count. Runners have their leads at first and second. The Ogando delivery to Lugo, and he went around too far, or did he? Yes, he did. The appeal to the first base umpire. Home plate umpire Dale Scott just stood there and looked, and then the appeal to the first base umpire, Jerry Meals, who went up with the right arm, and that's a strikeout of Julio Lugo.
Boy, I just saw the replay. That could have gone either way. I don't think that bat actually went through the hitting area.
Ogando got the strikeout, and Lugo walked slowly back to the third base side dugout. Hey, Orioles fans, 7th inning brought to you by a Great American Tent Sale at Alpaca Ford White Marsh. Look under the big white tent for big savings on every new Ford going on now at Alpaca Ford White Marsh on Pulaski Highway. Well, I know one Oriole who's very happy to see that Tommy Hunter no longer is in the ballgame, and that's the guy coming to the plate right now, Corey Patterson. Patterson was 3 of the career-high 7 strikeouts for Hunter. Well, big conversation on the mound with Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, and part of the infield, along with catcher Benji Molina. Talking to the pitcher is Alexa Ogando.
Well, I think Corey Patterson's in a funk right now. Ever since his 10-game hitting streak came to an end, he's had 1 hit in his last 17 at-bats.
Well, Corey right now would like to see that one in. He has a runner at second, a runner at first with 1 out. Ogando reads the sign from Molina. Tatum has his lead at second base. Scott Moore at first. Now Ogando takes a long time, and so Corey Patterson requests time, steps out of the box briefly, now back in.
Boy, Lugo was such an important hitter, Fred. He really was.
Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, delivery to Corey Patterson. Line drive, center field, base hit. That will score Tatum from second base. And it's now a 4-3 ball game, going to third Moore. And after a 3-strikeout first 3 at-bats tonight, Corey Patterson singles to center field, picking up his 14th RBI and pulling the Orioles to within a run of the Texas Rangers. 1 out, runners at first and third here in the 7th.
Yeah, and that's why Lugo was so important, because if he had gotten his job done, right now it'd be a tie ball game. I mean, assuming things would have happened the same way.
You know, Miguel Tejada can tie this ball game.
And of course, you can't assume that, but it did happen. And I mean, Lugo's job was to get those runners over, and he just couldn't quite get that done.
Miguel Tejada has doubled, facing Ogando for the first time tonight. He has runners at first and third, 1 down. And now Ogando steps off the rubber, looking at third, then looking to first. Of course, Corey with that blazing speed at first base. 16 steals and 18 attempts. Patterson inching away from first base. Ogando sets. The big right-hander drops the hands of the belt, delivers to Miggy, and a high foul slicing out of play off to the right side. 0-1 to Tejada.
And I don't think there's any way that Corey's going to be running here. He's got to give Tejada a chance to tie the game with only 1 out here.
Miguel Tejada, 33 runs knocked in. Standing at third base, the tying run, Scott Moore. Ogando will throw over to first base, and getting back is Corey Patterson. Patterson in the mind of Ogando, which is a good thing. To get that pitcher worried about the runner at first base, keep him close. Tejada stands in, right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Ogando ready to deal. Pitch on the way to Miggy. Bouncer towards short, should be 2. Andrews to second, Kinsler to first, double play, 6-4-3. And the Orioles do not tie the ball game. They come up with 2 runs here in the 7th inning. As Felix Pie led off with a home run. Corey Patterson delivered a run with a base hit with 1 out, but then Miguel Tejada hits into his 12th twin killing of the year, 6-4-3, and that's it for the Orioles, and they still trail by 1. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Texas 4, Orioles 3 on the Orioles Radio Network. David Hernandez delivers to Josh Hamilton as we get underway in the bottom of the 7th, outside 1-0. To the left-handed batter, who has doubled and scored and homered. He's also walked tonight. And all against starter Jeremy Guthrie. Hamilton looks at a strike this time. Well, the Orioles in the top of the 7th. He got on the board twice, but you look back and you feel at least it should have been a tie ball game going here to the bottom of the 7th inning. Instead, it's a 1-run Texas lead. Delivery to Hamilton, fly ball left field, slicing toward the line. PA on a long run, and that ball will drop fair and then kick up into the stands. An automatic double, the second double tonight for Josh Hamilton to start the bottom of the 7th. Hamilton perfect, 2 doubles, a home run, and a walk tonight. For Hamilton, his 25th double. And the Rangers, the last several innings, have had opportunities but not taken advantage of them. Back in the 5th inning, twice they had the bases loaded in the 5th, and they did not score a run in the inning. They left 2 on last inning. Overall, so far tonight, they've left 9. Back in the 5th, with the bases loaded the first time, Benji Molina hit into a 6-2-1 double play. I should say 6-2-3 double play. And he has a runner at second base, Josh Hamilton, right now. Molina 0 for 2 tonight with a sacrifice. The pitch to the right-handed batting catcher, swing and a miss. As Molina on the breaking ball hesitated a bit and then took the cut and missed it. Molina has had a couple of hits with the Rangers. Yet to pick up an RBI. Hit 3 home runs for the Giants. 17 knocked in for San Francisco. And righty to righty here, and the veteran catcher swings and misses. This time, again, another pitch, not a fastball, but comes in at 79, and Molina cut through it for 2 strikes. After Molina, Nelson Cruz. Hamilton at second base following his leadoff double. 4 runs, 9 hits for Texas, 3 runs, 8 hits for the Orioles. I mentioned the Rangers have left 9, the Orioles have stranded 5. David Hernandez, the third Oriole pitcher tonight. The power right-hander sets, delivers, and Molina reaches for it and just gets a piece of it to stay alive as he swings at a pitch downstairs. 0-2. And a light rain falling here in Texas. You understand the weather system, a tropical system, is going to send showers to this Dallas-Fort Worth area through the next several days. David Hernandez ready to work. 2 strikes to Molina. Runner at second base, nobody out, and Molina lines it foul down the right side, slicing into the stands, deep into the right field stands, but foul. SK out of town scoreboard. The Yankees are underway in Seattle. And it was the White Sox 1, the Angels 0. Danks wins it. Santana the loser in that game. No home runs. 1-0. The White Sox over the Halos in Chicago today. The 2-strike delivery again. High. Up and in. 1-2 to Benji Molina. Orioles started with Jeremy Guthrie tonight. Jeremy went 4 2/3. 4 runs, 7 hits. 5 walks for Jeremy tonight. The strikeout. He gave up a home run to Josh Hamilton. Mark Hendrickson, an inning with a walk and a strikeout. David Hernandez working now, and Molina was tempted by a pitch upstairs, but checks his swing. The appeal to the first base umpire. And it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Over in the National League today was the San Francisco Giants defeating Milwaukee 9-3. Aubrey Huff with his 17th home run for San Francisco. Posey had a big 6 RBI night last night, and another home run today, his 6th of the year. Torres, his 6th home run in that Giants 9-3 win. The 2-2 delivery to Molina, another foul ball headed toward the upper deck off to our right. Elsewhere in games underway, Dodgers and the Cubs out in L.A., they are scoreless in the bottom of the first. In Arizona, it's Florida 1, the Diamondbacks 1. They're in the bottom of the third. Bottom of the 10th, Philadelphia and Cincinnati tied at 3. 2-2 pitch again to Molina. It's on its way, and Molina, fly ball slicing toward right center field. Adam Jones has it tracked, and he makes the grab. Hamilton will tag from second and go to third, and with 1 out, the Rangers have a runner at third base for Nelson Cruz. Nelson tonight, a RBI single, a pop out, and a walk. Craig Tatum goes out to talk to his battery mate, David Hernandez. And now he will come back. Cruz, 41 runs knocked in with his RBI single, his first at bat. Hitting .303, 11 home runs. He has Hamilton at third base with 1 out. The Oriole infield will play it midway with this big guy at the plate. And the pitch on the way, a breaking ball upstairs. Cruz, one of 2 Rangers with 5 sacrifice flies this season. The Hernandez delivery to Cruz. It's on its way, and Cruz swings and misses an off-speed breaking ball. A ball and a strike to Nelson. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-3. Rangers lead the Orioles. Texas with a runner at third base, 1 out. David Hernandez ready to deal to the dangerous Nelson Cruz. And the pitch on the way, and Cruz late swing and a miss at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2 to the big right fielder. David Hernandez has that strikeout fastball. He's ahead of Cruz, 1-2. Hamilton at third base, 1 out. And the 1-2 pitch. Cruz swings and misses. He strikes him out with a 94-mile-an-hour heater. 2 gone. And then we'll bring up Justin Smoke. First strikeout for Hernandez tonight. Smoke tonight, a strikeout, a single, and a line drive. Softly hit to the shortstop, Lugo, with the bases loaded back in the 5th inning. Switch hitter bats from the left side now against David Hernandez. So with 2 down, that runner is at third base. Smoke looks at a high fastball. Smoke, 34 runs knocked in, 8 home runs. He has had just 4 hits over his last 22 at-bats. David Hernandez sets at the letters, delivers to the left-handed batting first baseman downstairs. 2-0. Smoke with 4 of those 8 home runs here in Texas and 18 of his 34 ribbies here at home. The Rangers have won 31 while dropping just 15 here at the Yards, or at their home ballpark. Hamilton is at third base. 2 down. The 2-0 pitch to Justin Smoke from David Hernandez. Here's a strike, a fastball on the outer portion of the plate, 2-1. Hernandez working from the extreme first base side of the slab. Ready to deal to the first baseman. The pitch to Smoke, high. As he came in off speed and it stayed upstairs and just above the shoulders, and 3-1 now to Justin. Hamilton walking from the bag at third base toward home plate. Smoke awaiting the 3-1 pitch. Good hitters count. On deck is Julio Bourbon. The 3-1 delivery to the left-handed bat of Smoke. Fly ball off the end of the bat, slicing toward the left field corner, and it's going to go foul into the left field side. Long run for Felix Piet, but that was a row deep into the stands as Piet chased that ball down. And the count full, 3-2 now to Smoke. Piet retrieves that baseball as the fan in that front row could not catch it cleanly, so rolled all the way to the out-of-town scoreboard where Felix retrieves and flips up into the left field stands for a souvenir. Smoke waves the bat over the dish. Hamilton, who started the inning with a leadoff double, but 2 gone now. He's at third base. The 3-2 pitch on the way to Smoke from David Hernandez, and Smoke swings and lifts a little pop-up. Shallow center field. Lugo out. The shortstop is there to make the grab, and the Rangers again leave another base runner. There's only been 1 inning tonight when the Rangers have not left a runner. They have now left 10 through 7 innings here in Arlington, Texas, but they still lead it by 1, 4-3 on the Orioles Radio Network. On Tuesday, July 20th, add to your Birdland wardrobe with a Jason Birkin T-shirt Tuesday, presented by Real Street Staffing. First 10,000 fans 15 and over get that Jason T-shirt. For tickets, call the Orioles at 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Well, new pitcher comes in for the Texas Rangers, Franklin Charles Francisco. Frank Francisco, first Oriole to face him, Nick Markakis. We go to the 8th, Texas leading by a run, 4-3. Here's Joe Angel.
All right, big boy, you can say that again. Francisco coming on to pitch. And here's Nick Markakis to start the inning. Orioles have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. Francisco delivers, and Markakis, big swing and a foul ball. Nick in this game is 1 for 3, a double. Back in the 4th inning, Markakis and then Wigginton and then Adam Jones against Francisco have been part of a real good bullpen for the Texas Rangers. And this guy in particular has been real tough. He's gone 9 consecutive scoreless appearances, and in his last 17 outings, he's had 21 strikeouts in just over 16 innings. Here comes the pitch, and Markakis takes a very high fastball. His last 9 games, 9 innings, has not been scored upon. We talked about this Texas bullpen, been outstanding. And now the set, the 1-1 pitch to Markakis. Very high again, almost threw that one away. For the count 2-1 now. This Texas ball club. Now they come in having won 50 games, lost only 34. In the division right now, they've got a 6-game lead. That's the biggest division lead in baseball. But really, if you take a closer look, they are 8 games up in the loss column in their division. Heading into the All-Star break right now. Here comes the pitch. And Markakis sings a ground ball to short. And now the backhand Andrews knocked it down, dropped it, and cannot retrieve it. So Markakis is going to be safe at first base on what I assume is going to be an error charged to Elvis Andrews. He tried to make a backhand grab of the ball. Looked as though the ball came up and hit the heel of his glove. And after that, he just couldn't get a handle on that thing. And that will be an error charged to Andrews.
Yeah, but the young shortstop, number 11 for the error column tonight.
It wasn't that tough a chance. So now here's Wigginton to hit with nobody out. And now it's going to be right-hander against right-hander. Rangers ahead 4-3, top of the 8th inning. Francisco at the belt delivers. Wigginton takes a little bit too high. 1 ball and no strikes. Wigginton tonight 1 for 3. A strikeout, a ground out, and a single. He's been struggling. Coming in just a batting average of 129 in his last 62 at-bats for the Orioles All-Star. Here comes the pitch. There's a little chopper, foul, third base side toward the Oriole dugout. Well, the count to Wigginton now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. In fact, Wigginton, you go back 137 at-bats. In that stretch, he's barely hit 200. So he really has gone into a funk. But he is 1 for 3 tonight. And now, right-hander Francisco sets again. And he delivers. Wigginton. Check swing. Did he go? They appeal, and they do not get the call. Wow, from here, I thought Wigginton did swing at it. Getting a look at the replay, and I mean, remember Lugo got rung up on that check swing. Well, that time Wigginton went even farther on that check swing.
Yeah, that was good. Good luck for the Orioles there.
So now the count 2-1. All of a sudden, Wigginton is into a good hitter's count. Nick Markakis at first base with nobody out. 1-run game. Francisco ready. There goes Markakis. Wigginton takes upstairs. The throw to second. Bounces in, and much too late. Markakis with his 3rd steal. Looked as though Francisco came in with a breaking ball there, which gave Markakis a couple of extra steps. Yeah, that was a breaking ball that did nothing except give Markakis a better chance to get to second base, which he did. So now 3-1 to tie Wigginton. Well, it takes away the double play possibilities. And Wigginton has grounded into 11 double plays. So here we go. The count 3-1. Here comes the pitch. And there's a shot up the middle. And that's a base hit. Markakis had to wait. And so Allenson is going to hold him up at third base. The throw back into the middle of the infield. And on the single by Wigginton, his 2nd hit tonight, the Orioles now have 1st and 3rd with nobody out. And now the pitching coach, Mike Maddox, comes out for a quick visit here. Well, a line drive hit back up the middle, and Markakis had to freeze out there at second base just to make certain that the ball would leave the infield. So now Jones comes up to hit with nobody out and runners at the corners. The conversation continues out there at the pitcher's mound. We'll give you a quick look at the SK scoreboard. National League in the 11th inning. Cincinnati 3, Philadelphia 3. In that game, Joey Votto for Cincinnati made the All-Star team today. And he celebrates with his 22nd home run. Top of the 4th inning, Florida 1, Arizona 1. In the middle of the 2nd inning, the Cubs won, the Dodgers won. Alfonso Soriano, his 15th home run. Houston beat Pittsburgh 2-0. San Francisco wins over Milwaukee 9-3. In that game, Aubrey Huff hit his 17th home run. And the Rockies behind Ubaldo Jimenez becomes a 15-game winner. They beat St. Louis 4-2. Cesar Izturis is now the pinch runner at first base. He will run for Wigginton. And now Francisco will deliver to Adam Jones. Here comes the pitch. Big fastball, a swing and a miss. Texas ahead 4-3 in the top of the 8th inning. Adam Jones here tonight 0 for 3, including a strikeout. Yeah, Jones' 74th strikeout this season. And now Francisco again, look at third. He's coming home. Jones gets a piece of it, fouls it away in the seats. Down there behind first base. So 0-2 now to Adam Jones. Adam with 37 RBIs this year. Of course, he comes in a hot hitter. Right now in a bit of a little 4-game hitting trend he's on right now. But his last 17 games hitting .362. But now in a hold at 0-2. Tying run at third base. Frankie Francisco on the hill takes a look. The right-hander says yes. He'll look at third and then look to first. No play. Well, Texas had a 4-0 lead in this game at one time. And then Scott Moore, the home run, made it 4-1. Felix Piet, a home run, made it 4-2. And now here comes the pitch to Jones. Looped foul, back out of play. And then Patterson, his run-scoring single in the 7th inning, made it 4-3. And now they're threatening again with runners on first and third and nobody out. Texas with the middle of the infield looking for a double play ball. Michael Young backed up at third base. And they're giving Adam Jones a huge gap in left center. Julio Bourbon, the center fielder, well over toward right center. They played Jones to hit the ball the other way. And now Francisco backs off the rubber. And now Francisco and his catcher Molina will talk things over. Benji Molina, who had been with the San Francisco Giants until a few days ago. So he will converse. Molina still getting to know the pitching staff. Always been very good defensively. Molina now at the age of 35. And now a contender in the American League West. Don Molina back behind the plate. Jones stands in. 0-2 the count. Francisco ready, and he delivers. Oh, he hit Jones on an 0-2 pitch. A fastball at 93, and a ball up and in. It hit Jones on the left shoulder, and all of a sudden the Orioles now have the bases loaded with nobody out. And boy, you do that on an 0-2 pitch. That's not exactly what Molina had talked about when he went out to talk to him, and now Ron Washington comes out to make a pitching change, I guess.
Yeah, Darren Oliver, the veteran southpaw, has been warming with a left-handed bat of Felix Piet coming up. We're going to have that pitching change, and we're going to see lefty against lefty.
All right, so the Rangers ahead 4-3. The Orioles got the bases loaded, nobody out. We'll take a break. Back with more play-by-play right after this.
Back here in Texas, the Orioles now with a golden opportunity to tie and then take the lead. Bases loaded. No one down in the top of the 8th. The Rangers lead it 4-3. And it'll be the veteran Darren Oliver against Felix Piet. Piet tonight, a home run to pull the Orioles to within 2 last inning. And then it was a Corey Patterson RBI single to put the Orioles to that 4-3 position. But right now, bases are jammed. Markakis is at third base. The pinch runner is Torres at second. And on an 0-2 pitch, Adam Jones was hit by a Frank Francisco delivery, and he is down at first base. Now, for the latest gear, at the Orioles official online shop of the Orioles, you can find the best there. Browse the largest online selection of official caps, T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more for the whole family. Shop from the comfort of your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get your gear from the official source, the Orioles.com shop. So the Orioles, who are opening up this 4-game series here in Texas with the opportunity now, and we'll see what Felix Piet can do against Darren Oliver, the guy who at one time was a starter but has turned out to be a pretty good guy over the last several years out of the bullpen for the Texas Rangers. And Piet coming to the plate. Let's get back to Joe Angel.
All right, here we go, big boy. Thank you. The Orioles have only one grand slam this year, and that came off the bat of Luke Scott. That was against the Seattle ball club. Of course, Felix right now, he's just trying to find a hole out there somewhere. Although, as Fred mentioned earlier tonight, he did hit a home run. He had He hit one into the upper deck in right field here in Texas. So Felix with his second home run of the season. Out there now with the bases loaded, nobody out. Here comes the pitch, and Felix bounces one foul to T-Bone behind the coaching box at first base. Darren Oliver has been real nasty this year against left-hand hitters.
Yeah, 180 is the average that he's allowed against lefty batters.
I mentioned the Texas bullpen been outstanding. And right now the Rangers defensively with the middle of the infield looking for double play ball. And they are in at the corners, especially Justin Smoke off the bag at first base. Here comes the pitch. Felix fouls it away. This one off to the left. So 0-2 now to Felix, PA. Felix, who this season, of course, missed 72 games on that disabled list. And since his return, has had 4 hits in 13 at-bats, including his home run tonight. Left-hander against left-hander. And now Oliver from the belt delivers. Ooh, look out, he hit him. He hit Felix Pierre with the bases loaded, and this game is tied. So for the second time in the inning, on an 0-2 pitch, a hit batter, and this one ties the game. As Markakis comes in from third, and the bases remain loaded in a tie ball game with nobody out. Ron Washington is coming out to argue. Maybe he thought it was a foul ball.
Well, that's what Washington was suggesting, but home plate umpire Dale Scott said nope, it was a hit batsman, and Felix Pierre having his hand looked at by Richie Bancells along with Juan Samuel and T-Bone Shelby. They're inspecting that hand right now. It's been an interesting inning. It started with what appeared to be a routine ground ball to shortstop that Andrus did not field cleanly, and that started things off for the Orioles. And how many times do you see back-to-back hitters on 0-2 counts being hit by pitches? Not often.
Amazing. Richie Bancells is still tending to Felix Pierre's right hand. It looked like that ball grazed a knuckle. Now, the replay clearly shows that the ball hit Pierre's hand. It looks like he's going to be okay. He's going to take his base running spot at first base. He does get the RBI, so it's his second RBI tonight and his 4th of this season for him. And now here's Tatum to hit with nobody out.
Well, Felix standing on the bag at first base, still flexing that right hand, so I'm sure it's still stinging.
Now Tatum tonight has gone 1 for 3. A strikeout, a fly ball out, a base hit, and a run scored. It was Tatum whom Patterson knocked in back in the 7th inning. Pitch on the way to Tatum. This one low and outside, ball 1. Left-hander Darren Oliver. Tie ball game in the top of the 8th inning. Texas had a 4-0 lead. It is now 4-4 here at Rangers Ballpark. Tatum digs in. Oliver with a 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball in there at the knees. That's a called strike. Rangers defensively, Michael Young at third base behind the bag. Andrus and Kinsler up the middle looking to turn 2. Smoke at first base off the bag and in front of the base runner. Tatum digs in. 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, a beauty in there for a called strike. Caught the outside corner. And Tatum will take a short walk just to kind of think things over. Benji Molina doing the catching here tonight. Hamilton in left, Bourbon in center, Cruz in right. And against Tatum right now, all about medium depth. Oliver takes a look. Tatum back in the box. Left-hander, long look. Still looking. Still looking. And now finally Tatum asks for time. In center field, Bourbon is shading Tatum well over toward right center. So there's a pretty big gap in left center. Here comes the pitch. This one bounces into Tatum. So now the count 2-2 to the Orioles catcher. And now Oliver again bent over at the waist, looks in for a sign. Veteran left-hander okay is one of them. He sets, he delivers. Tatum another breaking ball. He takes it at his feet. So now 3-2 to Tatum. Cesar Izturis is at third base. Adam Jones is out there getting his lead at second base. Felix Pierre, after being hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, is at first. Nobody out. 3-2. Here it comes. Ball 4. And that forces in the lead run. THU is in from third. And the Orioles now lead this thing. For the first time tonight, they take the lead. They lead it 5-4. And in the inning, they scored on a hit batsman with the bases loaded, and then a bases loaded walk.
And they've had just one hit this inning. And Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, comes out to talk to Darren Oliver.
And now let's see what Scott Moore is up to. Now it's going to be lefty against lefty. It all began on a ground ball hit by Nick Markakis to the shortstop Elvis Andrews, who tried to make a backhand pickup and booted it. That's how this whole thing started. The only hit in the inning was by Wigginton on a base hit to center. There have been 2 hit batsmen and a bases loaded walk. My goodness. Now here's Scott Moore. And the pitch on the way. Way outside, almost a wild pitch. That time Molina, at the age of 35, very much a veteran, had to lunge out to his left and make a one-handed grab of that thing. And just off the top of the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Oliver again looks in. Scott Moore tonight, a home run, a walk. He's 1 for 2. Here comes the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. That's him with a slider. And again in the Texas outfield, they play Scott Moore to swing late. They're giving him right center. And Cruz is giving Scott Moore the entire right field corner. All kinds of room out there. 1 ball and 1-1 the count. Moore stands in. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. He was late. Fastball at 89, but Moore was late on that swing. So now the count 1-2. And now Oliver again looks in, says yes. At the belt, here it comes. Breaking ball, Moore lays off. So the count 2-2 now.
Warming in the bullpen for the Texas Rangers, right-hander Darren O'Day, and the right-handed bat of Julio Lugo waits on deck.
Oliver, bases loaded. Couple of runs in, nobody out. The left-hander at the belt again. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Breaking ball, popped him up deep short. Fading back is Andrews on the infield fly. Automatic out. 1 down. Well, that's a huge out for the Rangers. Now Lugo will come up to hit. Although, well, let's see. Ron Washington is coming out to make a pitching change. Lugo's in the on-deck circle. We'll see what Washington does here. He is just now getting out to the pitcher's mound. And there'll be a pitching change. Darren O'Day will come on to pitch.
Well, let's take a look now at the SK out-of-town scoreboard. And the Washington Nationals were beaten tonight by San Diego 7-1. As the Nats, with Latos winning it for San Diego, becomes a 10-game winner with that victory. For the Padres, D'Onofrio hit his 2nd home run. Latos his 1st. Headley number 6, and Jerry Hairston his 6th home run. No home runs for the Washington Nationals. They go to the bottom of inning number 12 in Philadelphia. Still Cincinnati 3, Phillies 3. Shane Victorino, his 14th home run for the Phils. For Joey Votto and the Reds, his 22nd home run, and Votto is headed to Anaheim as a National League All-Star. Bottom of the 4th inning in Arizona. The Diamondbacks have just scored twice in the bottom of the 4th to lead Florida 3-1. Top of the 3rd in Los Angeles, the Dodgers and the Cubs are all deadlocked at a run apiece. Soriano hitting his 15th for Chicago. Earlier, Houston 2, Pittsburgh 0. San Francisco 9, Milwaukee 3. Aubrey Huff, as Joe mentioned earlier, hit his 17th home run of the year in that win. And Colorado defeated St. Louis 4-2. Turning now to the American League, the Chicago White Sox scored a run in the bottom of the 1st, and that was the only run scored in the ballgame as the White Sox blanked the Angels 1-0. Danks the winner 8-7. Santana the loser. He is also 8-7. The Yankees in Seattle are now on the bottom of the 3rd in the Great Pacific Northwest in a scoreless ballgame. Andy Pettit on the hill tonight for the New Yorkers. Tampa Bay has defeated Cleveland 5-2. Wade Davis wins his 6th against 9 setbacks. And it was Carl Crawford hitting a couple of home runs, 9 and 10 for the Rays. Carlos Pena is 17th, and Brantley hit his first for Cleveland. And earlier it was the Toronto Blue Jays with 6 more home runs as they defeated Minnesota by an 8-1 score. So O'Day will be facing Lugo with 1 out, bases loaded. The Orioles have scored 2 runs here in the 8th to grab the lead 5-4. Let's get back to Joe Angel.
All right, Fred, thank you. Lugo in this game has gone 1 for 3. Had an infield single back in the 3rd. He's had a ground out and a strikeout since. Lugo this season is barely hitting 200 against right-hand pitching, and they got the right-hander Darren O'Day on the hill. Only 1 away. Lugo stands in. O'Day ready. Here it comes. Sidewinder, and Lugo takes a fastball for a call strike. Yeah, he's a sidewinder. He's a submarine kind of a pitcher. And he gets ahead Lugo at 0-1. And now a double play ball can get the Rangers out of the inning. Lugo, his last time up, was asked to bunt with runners on first and second and failed. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Lugo takes a breaking ball, this time low and outside. Lugo came in a batting average of .256. And right now, if you're Lugo, all you're thinking about is to try to get the pitcher to elevate the ball just a little bit to give yourself a good chance to get the ball airborne and make certain that you somehow get the ball out of the infield. You can pick up an RBI by making an out. Yeah, now the 1-1 delivery. Lugo takes it at the knees. That's a called strike. I'm not sure that Lugo agreed with that call. He'll take a short walk, and then he'll adjust both batting gloves. Pretty good call. Caught the inside corner. So Lugo, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jones at third. Felix Pie is out there at second. Tatum is at first. Only 1 out. And now, the set. O'Day with a 1-2 pitch on the way. And Lugo gets a piece of it. That ball was up a little bit, but he got under it too much and fouled it away. He stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. That mentioned St. Louis was beaten by Colorado today. Rockies won that ball game 4-2. Ubaldo Jimenez becomes a 15-game winner. 15-1 now for Jimenez going into the All-Star break. My goodness. Here's the 1-2 again. Lugo lines it over second base, and that ball finds a hole. It dropped in. Jones is in, and here's Felix being waved in. Here's the throw on a bounce. Here's the tag. Did he miss him? He got him. He got him at the plate. Pie is tagged out. The Jones scores to give the Orioles now a 6-4 lead. So Lugo with 2 strikes. He hit the ball very gently, but he hit it right behind the second baseman. And Bourbon made a good throw to get Felix at the plate. Well, a great play by Molina, too, as he came up with a very tough in-between bounce to make a one-handed catch and then make a tag on Felix. Yeah, he got him on the leg before Pie could touch the plate.
He had that ball locked tight in the webbing of the glove and just barely got that tag on Pie, who was trying to fade away slide.
So now here's Corey Patterson with 2 aboard and with 2 outs. And the pitch. Patterson takes 2 high. 1 ball and no strikes. So Lugo's had 2 more hits here tonight. He's knocked in a run. His 12th RBI. So Tatum is now the base runner at second. And Lugo is at first after his RBI single. And now O'Day delivers to Patterson. Check swing and a foul ball back toward the booth here. Well, you can close the book now on Frankie Francisco. He gets no outs, but he gives up 3 runs. Patterson, his first 3 times up tonight, he struck out. His last time up, an RBI single. Here comes the next offer. This one is too low. Patterson, when he got that single to knock in a run in the 7th inning, had been only 1 for his last 17. Right-hander Pedro Strop is now warming up in the Texas bullpen. Patterson back in. Count 2-1. Darren O'Day delivers. Patterson hits a bounder behind the bag at first base. Smoke has it, and then the underhand toss to get the out at first. But the Orioles get 3 runs. They score on a hit batsman. They score on a bases-loaded walk. And they score on a Lugo single. So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Orioles ahead 6-4 on the Orioles Radio Network. Joe Angel, Fred Manfro alongside Casey Willett here at Ranger Ballpark in Arlington, Texas. As we now go to work in the bottom of the 8th inning with the Orioles ahead 6-4. And before Jason Birkin comes out of the bullpen to go to work here, we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Oriole Radio Network. All right, now we're going to see Jason Birkin going to work. He comes in to try to preserve a 2-run lead. We saw Jeremy Guthrie started again tonight. He went 4 2/3. Jeremy gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. And we saw Hendrickson in the 5th. He went 1 scoreless. And we saw David Hernandez come out to pitch in the 6th inning. He goes 1 1/3 scoreless, giving up a couple of hits. He had 1 strikeout. And now we see Jason Birkin. He delivers to Bourbon, who takes ball 1. So the Oriole bullpen tonight getting it down. The Rangers have had several chances. They had the early 4-0 lead, but they've not been able to add to it. And now Bourbon takes a call strike. In the 5th inning, the Rangers, a very good offensive team, but they had the bases loaded in that 5th inning with nobody out. They couldn't score. They stranded 2 more base runners in the bottom of the 6th inning. And now Bourbon gets a piece of this one and fouled it away. Rangers have left runners on in every inning but 1 so far in this game. Now Birkin with a 1-2 pitch on the way to Bourbon. Fastball, foul tip. Swinging just a little foul ball that Tatum couldn't hang on to. So it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Julio Bourbon 0 for 2 in this game with a walk and a run scored. Strictly a left-hand batter. Now the SK scoreboard will give you a look at the American League. In the top of the 4th inning, Yankees nothing and Seattle nothing. And now Bourbon a swing and another foul tip, and that one got the umpire. So it stays at 1 2. You got the Yankees nothing in Seattle. That's a 0-0 game with the Yankees now hitting in the top of the 4th inning. The Yankees are looking for their 6th consecutive victory. They've got Andy Pettitte on the hill tonight, trying to become an 11-game winner. Andy Pettitte, of course, is on the All-Star team again with his 10 wins, his record 10-2. First time that Andy Pettitte has been on the All-Star team since 2001. And, of course, Alex Rodriguez for the Yankees closing in on 600 career home runs. Here's the pitch. This one bounces in. 2-2 now to Julio Bourbon. The A-Rod's got 597 now. Interesting, too, because I saw a note earlier today. And of course, Alex Rodriguez at one time with that Seattle ball club. But now he's back in Seattle as a member of the Yankees. Here's the pitch. And Bourbon takes a strike 3 called. Fastball at 91 gets him looking on the inside corner. So Jason Birkin strikes out the first man he sees. And now the top of the order comes up and Elvis Andrus. So I know what Alex Rodriguez, ever since he left the Mariners, has played 108 games against Seattle, his former team, and he's hit 32 home runs in those games. Andrews takes low and outside for a ball. That's quite a number. Elvis tonight has gone 1 for 4, an infield single. Birkin delivers. Strike. Caught the knees on the outside corner. Good fastball there. Also in the American League, final score. Boy, the Chicago White Sox, they beat the Angels 1-0. What a ball game there. Here comes the pitch. And this one is a strike on the inside corner. Wow. Birkin with a fastball strike on the outer edge, and then with a breaking ball strike on the inner edge. So it is 1-2 now to Elvis Andrus. And now Birkin with the 1-2 pitch. Little breaking ball, but this one he bounces. In that Angels-White Sox game, John Danks with a complete game shutout, giving up in that game just 2 hits. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fouled away, out of play. And for the Angels in that game, Irvin Santana goes all the way. He gives up 2 hits, and he loses. That's why they call it the show. Andrews, the count 2-2. Birkin delivers. Little pop up right field, shallow. Markakis is there, a little bit toward the corner, makes the catch, out number 2.
And with tonight's results on the scoreboard, the Minnesota Twins no longer in second place. It's the Chicago White Sox behind the Detroit Tigers by a half game. And tomorrow night in Minnesota, it's the Tigers and the Twins beginning a 3-game series prior to the All-Star break.
Well, Minnesota, they've been struggling. I mean, their record, they've gone 9-15 in their last 24 games. I mean, they've gone from a 4-game division lead, and now they're in 3rd place. There's Michael Young. Swing away, a little foul ball, back to the upper deck. They got 0-1. Also in the American League, Tampa Bay beat Cleveland 5-2. So the Rays, they keep on winning. They've won 6 straight. They won 8 out of 9. Remember, they're just coming off a sweep of the Boston Red Sox. And here comes the pitch. Young, little bouncing ball, slowly hits second base. Lugo charges, has it, throws it, gets him. Birkin a 1-2-3. End of 8. Orioles ahead 6-4 on the Orioles Radio Network.
Located on Utah Street.
Here we go, back in Texas. Here we go. Here come the Orioles. Top of the 9th inning. They lead the ball game 6-4. And Ron Washington, for the 5th time tonight, is going to go to the bullpen. Right-hander Pedro Strop comes on to pitch. Tommy Hunter started. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, 7 hits. He had a career high of 7 strikeouts in this game. When he left, it was his game to win. But for one of the few times this year, this Texas bullpen tonight has not gotten the job done. We saw Ogando in the 7th inning, and we saw Francisco in the 8th inning, Oliver in the 8th inning, O'Day in the 8th inning, and Pedro Strop in the 9th inning. Strop, a right-hander. He'll deliver to Miguel Tejada to get the inning started. And Miguel takes a call strike. Tejada, tonight, his first time up, a double. But he's been 0 for 3 since, which includes a strikeout and a double play ball. Strop, ready and delivers. Tejada cues one foul just off the end of the bat. Right-hander Pedro Strop. He is one of 7 right-handers in the Texas bullpen. They have just the 1 left-hander. We just saw him, Darren Oliver. Tejada back in the box. 0-2 the count. Strop, he'll deliver. Tejada takes a low and outside for a ball. Pedro Strop has been with this Texas ball club this year on 3 different occasions. Began at Oklahoma City. He brought him up after the Molina trade. As Tejada takes the ball, goes right past the catcher. He's made 2 relief appearances. He's given up 1 run in 2 1/3 innings. Strop came up last year to make his major league debut, made 7 relief appearances with this Texas ball club. Right-hander Pedro Strop. To Miguel Tejada, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. Tejada swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there. Down and away. For the 2nd time tonight, Tejada has struck out. That time he got a breaking ball that was low and away. And it looked as though Miguel tried to pull that breaking ball.
Yeah, it was a very awkward type swing, and that's not the pitch you want to pull. The Orioles will have Alfredo Simon come on in the 9th inning. He's beginning to warm in the bullpen.
Yeah, now here's Nick Markakis. 1 away with the bases empty on the top of the 9th inning. So I mentioned Tampa Bay won again. They beat Cleveland 5-2. In that game, Carl Crawford heading for the All-Star game. Markakis takes low. Crawford tonight hit 2 home runs for Tampa Bay, numbers 9 and 10. And Carlos Pena hit number 17 for Tampa Bay. So after a long struggle, after that phenomenal start for Tampa Bay, it looks like the Rays are heading back in the right direction. Straub delivers to Markakis. Sliced foul off to the left.
Now, last night their bullpen was so strapped that Matt Garza came out to finish up that ball game for the Tampa Bay Rays as they took care of the Boston Red Sox.
And just like Tampa Bay, it looks like the Colorado Rockies are heading in the right direction again. I mean, they were the preseason favorites in the Western Division in the National League. They got off to a slow start, but right now they're winning ball games. Markakis takes the ball in the dirt. Mentioned they beat the Cardinals again today behind Ubaldo Jimenez, who runs his record now to 15-1 heading into the All-Star break. But that series against the St. Louis Cardinals just unbelievable. That one game they were down 6 runs. The Rockies scored 9 runs in the 9th inning and won that game. Then the next day they're down 5 runs and they came back to win that game. Markakis a swing and a miss and a strikeout. So no, strike 2. I beg your pardon. So it's now 2-2 to Nick Markakis. Yesterday, Rockies tied the game on a home run in the 8th inning and then won the game with a home run in the 9th inning. And today they took the lead early and they led start to finish for a change.
Well, they didn't need the miracle today.
No. But they sweep the St. Louis Cardinals. Markakis takes the ball up and away. The count 3-2. I think I saw where Jimenez becomes the first pitcher in about 10 years to win 15 games prior to the All-Star break. 15-1 for Jimenez. 3-2 to Markakis. Straub delivers. Markakis lines it to the second baseman. Right on the edge of the outfield grass. That's out number 2. And now Cesar Izturis will come up to hit for the first time in this game. Remember, he came out as a pinch runner after Wigginton had singled in the 8th inning. He came out to run for Wigginton. So this will be his first at bat. Now let's go. San Diego beat Washington 7-1. Here comes the pitch. Cesar takes a call strike. The headline in that Washington game is that Adam Dunn did not hit a home run.
You know, talking about 15 wins going to the All-Star break, David Wells was the last in 2000.
So it was 10 years.
Yep.
All right. Here comes the pitch. Cesar takes the ball inside. Izturis back in, hitting left-handed. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to him. And now here comes the pitch. Fastball right down the gut, looked like. Called strike. And the count 1-2.
Now, when Alfredo Simon comes on in the bottom of the ninth, it's not going to be a walk in the park. Kinsler, Guerrero, and Hamilton for the Texas Rangers.
Well, he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Now the 1-2 to Cesar. Little tapper on front of the plate. Molina, bare hand pickup. On to first to get the out. So now it's closing time in Texas. Alfredo Simon coming out to try to get the save. Orioles ahead by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. 6-4 on the Orioles radio network. Rangers ballpark in Arlington, Texas. And here come the Rangers, bottom of the 9th inning. And indeed, they've got the big boys coming up to hit against right-hander Alfredo Simon. Orioles are ahead 6-4. It's going to be Kinsler, and then Guerrero, and then Hamilton against Simon. Last time we saw Alfredo was a couple of days ago in the game in Detroit when he came on in the 8th inning in a 1-run game. The Tigers had the tying run at third base with only 1 out. Simon was outstanding in the 8th inning, but then in the 9th inning, he gave up that 2-run home run to Miguel Cabrera. And eventually, the Tigers won that game in 11 innings. So now here's Kinsler And Simon missing a little bit too low. 1 ball, no strikes.
And after that ball game, Juan Samuel said he'd like to see Alfredo use that fastball a little bit more than that splitter that we saw him use extensively against the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a fastball right there. 1 ball and no strikes. Kinsler with a couple of hits in this game. And now the fastball is in there at 94 for a called strike. Kinsler's had a walk. He's been retired on a comebacker. And then an infield single. And then another single to the outfield. So he has gone 2 for 3 on base 3 times. And there's a high fly ball down the left field line. Felix, a long run in the corner, makes the catch. So that's 1. And boy, with Vladimir Guerrero coming out to hit, after that, Josh Hamilton, it's a real good idea to get that first out. So now Simon can go right after Guerrero. Well, Freddie's thrown 3 fastballs, and he's gotten 1 out.
He ain't listening to what the manager says.
Alfredo delivers to Vladimir Guerrero. Fastball low and outside. Guerrero this game's 0 for 3 with the base on balls. And now Alfredo into his motion delivers. There's the fastball. Where'd that miss? Wow, looked pretty good from here. Maybe just off the inside corner. They count 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Simon is making his 23rd appearance. He's picked up 10 saves. Pitching 22 innings so far this year. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Another fastball. There's the call strike. And they count 2-1. Alfredo with a 368 earned run average in those 22 innings. He's given up 22 hits. He's had 13 walks. He's also had 20 strikeouts. Alfredo. Guerrero stands in the count 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Another fastball bounced toward third. Up with the ball to Hara. He spins and throws off the bag. The tag, they missed the tag. Scott Moore had to come off the bag. And now Moore is furious. The first base umpire, Jerry Meal, said he didn't tag him. And apparently the Orioles feel differently. And now Samuel comes out to argue. It was not a good throw. Moore came off the bag. It looked from here as though he made the tag, but the umpire didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw Jerry Meals go with the safe sign, and Scott Moore, when he heard that the umpire issued the safe verdict, he was livid. He got sprung up from the turf where he had made the tag and ran at the umpire, and now Juan Samuel has given up his argument with the umpire.
Well, we've seen 3 replays, and he got him every time. There's no question he tagged him. Looked as though he got Guerrero on the left buttock.
And now there's a conversation going on between Miguel Tejada and Cesar Torres as Miggy cut in front of Torres to make that grab, and I think Torres thought he might have had a much easier play, which he would have.
There's no question about it. I think Tejada's got to let Torres make that play. And that's a huge call because now Hamilton comes up as the tying run. And there's a bouncy ball back to Alfredo. He'll go to second. 1. The relay does not get the double play, but they do get the lead runner as Guerrero is forced out at second base. 1-6. So Hamilton on 1 pitch into a forced play. It looked like he got the splitter. And I think that's the first splitter that Alfredo has thrown in this game. So now here's Benji Molina to try to extend the game with 2 outs. Boy, that's a huge out. To get Hamilton to get that ball on 1 pitch. So now here's Molina, who in this game is 0 for 3. And now it'll be right-hander against right-hander. And let's see what Simon does here. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. 94. And it was elevated. Molina got a real good rip at it, but he missed it. With a count 0-1. Molina does have 3 home runs this season, but all of them as a member of the San Francisco Giants. Last year, Molina hit 20 home runs, so he is capable. Veteran right-hand hitter. Here comes the pitch. Another fastball drilled to deep right center, but backing up is Markakis. Reaches up, on the edge of the warning track. He makes the catch, and that's the ball game. And in Texas tonight, the Orioles are back in the win column. They were down 4-0, and they win the darn thing by a score of 6-4.
This is one that makes you feel good. As you said, Jeremy Guthrie not all that effective, but then the Orioles went to work. The bullpen did some nice work out of the pen to stop this Texas ball club. The Rangers leave 11 tonight against Oriole pitching, and boy, it feels good to grab the first one. The Rangers have now dropped 6 consecutive first game of series, but they have 3 more to go down here in Texas.
Well, I'm sure what they'll be lamenting about the fact that they certainly had opportunities. Once they had that 4-0 lead, they had the bases loaded with nobody out in the 5th inning and couldn't score. They had 2 men on base in the 6th inning, and again they couldn't score. And as Fred mentioned, they stranded 11 base runners in the ball game tonight, and that's what they will be lamenting after this game tonight.
And how many times do you see back-to-back hitters hit by pitchers with 0-2 counts in very key situations?
Well, meanwhile, the Orioles end a 3-game losing streak as they beat the Rangers here tonight, and we'll be back with the lovely total right after this. Hello again, baseball fans. Joe Angel.
Ball is back about 40 minutes away from the Orioles' road opener.
We'll give you those lovely totals. Orioles with a come-from-behind victory tonight as they wind up with 6 runs on a total of 10 hits. They make 3 errors. They leave 7. Always nice when you can make 3 errors and still win a ball game. Texas had 4 runs on a total of 9 hits. They make 1 error, and they stranded 11 base runners in this game. David Hernandez, the winner, he's now 4-7. David now leads the club with 4 wins. Frankie Francisco, the loser, he's now 6-4. Alfredo Simon gets a save number 11 for him. The time of the game was 3 hours and 14 minutes, and the attendance here tonight, 16,240. Well, the Rangers had the lead in this game in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Guerrero, though, an infield single. Lead. Alfredo Simon came out to get the save. He got Kinsler on a fly ball. Guerrero, though, an infield single. Hamilton into a force out. And so with 2 outs, Molina, great job by the bullpen. And tomorrow night, Fred Manfred, they'll be looking for 2 consecutive victories.
Yeah, the Orioles will look to even their season series with this Texas ball club. Well, it was a good night for the big boys in the big leagues for the Orioles. Down on the farm, not too good. Here's the Down on the Farm scoreboard from Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast Royal Farms. It was Durham 11, Norfolk 3. Erie defeated Bowie tonight 9-1. And Potomac took care of Frederick 7-4. Tomorrow night when the Orioles and the Rangers hook up again in Game 2 of this 4-game pre-All-Star break series, it'll be Brian Manis on the hill for the Birds. Scott Feldman. Remember, Feldman had a breakthrough season last year, but he struggled this year. He's 5-8 with a 5.51 ERA. And Brian Manis, 3-9. 4.56 his earned run average. We'll be on the air at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you're thinking about bringing your family to the ballpark anytime during the course of the year, think MTA. They drop you off right at Oriole Park, and then after the game, they'll pick you up, too. You can go Metro, Subway, light rail, local bus, any way you want to go, you can get there on MTA. Remember, parking and traffic hassles disappear.
All right, so until tomorrow night, is a great night in Texas tonight. Till tomorrow night, Joe Angel, for Fred Manfred, and, of course, Casey Willett, our producer-engineer. A job well done. Again in Texas tonight, the Orioles back in the win column. They beat the Rangers 6-4. And now stay tuned. The All Access show follows immediately with Steve. It's all about the nightlife Molesky and Dave Johnson on the Orioles Radio Network.
The Orioles have been brought to you by these network sponsors. Bank of America, by